Alright, welcome to the Franchise Time Machine. Tonight I'm going to be testing out a potential new community game. Right now it's just a game I'm going to play for fun. I'm taking the quick start from the 11 win low war roster that we simmed in episode 738. And I'm going to do a little bit of historic studs and duds. I've picked out 6 player seasons that I'm going to import into this onto this team. And we're going to see how much better we can make the team. But first, the new PTCS standings came out, so I'm going to update my standings tracker. And it's Monday, so there's no Ezra stream. So I'm starting a little early and not expecting a raid, so as people find their way in, I thought I might as well do my PTCS roster, PTCS standings update. So here is week 1 for PTCS number 5. Had a rough start to PD Weekly. PD Weeks has just been rough in general. I haven't qualified in PD Weekly, I think the last 2 PTCSs, which is a big change from PT27 when I was pretty much qualifying every account that played weekly for every PTCS. So this has been a big change. Week 2, though, saw some big improvement. That had a little slippage in PD Daily, but picked up 2 qualifying positions in PD Weekly. And then live got a little more solid too. And then I noticed that we had this extra bronze qualifier from my team that mostly plays iron. So if this continues to be close to 128th, I might try to build some bronze rosters and try to qualify to bronze too. That would be pretty fun. So I've cleared it out for this week 3 update, and we'll go into the game to see how we're doing. If you're new to Perfect Team, most of the tournaments you play qualify you for something. Here, I'll show you all the tournaments. We'll do all tournaments, and then you can look at like what qualifies you for iron. Right, so these are the ones that qualify you for iron. And then you can look at, okay, well, what qualifies you for bronze? These are the ones that qualify for bronze. And this account plays bronze. That's why these are green. These are tournaments that I'm in right now. And we're making a run in bronze cap. Let's take a peek. This is a roster. This is a tournament I just started playing recently. I just built this roster last week, I think. I noticed that like at night, I often had an empty slot that wasn't filled with anything, so I bronze cap looked like one that I can fit in here. Okay, so we're up one. We're tied 1-1 after winning the quarterfinal 4-3. It's always tough playing another series right after going the distance because your team's usually pretty tired. But my pitching staff seems pretty well rested. My catcher's tired. But other than that, it looks like we're doing alright. And we did just win the last game, so that's a good sign. Let's see, how much bullpen did we have to use? None. Alvarez went the distance, so that's huge. That's a huge plus when you just come off a 7-game series. Second game in the next series, your starter can go the distance. That's awesome. This is the Ellie Alvarez card. It's HRA and control heavy. Very little stuff. But it works in this format. I think this format's in 1989. Oh no, 1989 is the weekly I was just saying. This is 1955, so even better. 1955 is almost perfect for this card shape actually because strikeouts are down, but power is still up. 55, 56 have a surprising amount of power, but strikeouts are way down. So it almost mirrors this shape. Home runs matter. Walks always matter. The PBAB may be a little low, but the stuff being low does not hurt you nearly as much. So this Alvarez card is really nice for that era. yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. See if we can make a finals run here. That would be nice. It'll help for we're in the final week now of qualifying. So what I'm updating this matrix with is week 3's results, but we're currently in week 4. So this is the last chance we have to qualify. So you go to standings, and basically any team, any roster you have in the top 128 of any of these categories, you're going to get Nerveki, thank you for the scritches for Crouton. Let me get the weekly results up here, and then I'll go deliver those scritches. He's out in the hallway again, so it'll take a second. I have to get a little better at managing Twitch so that I can maybe like extend the cooldown when he's not in the room or something, because it just kind of breaks up the stream. Oh, look at this. We're in the top 10 with my Hooked on Streamer Phonics account. So that's extra. The top 20 each week get bonus Clubhouse stars. And so, and you get more the further up you are. So that's going to be a nice chunk of Clubhouse stars for that. Do we know anyone else in the top 20 from the late night crew? No. Some familiar names to be sure. There's Sporer, who just played Creator roster with us at number 18. EVC just missing out on bonus Clubhouse stars. But what goes on the tracker, and what I really care about, is just qualifying for PT. Lone Star, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. I hope you had a good stream. It's got to be up in the high 40s now in terms of consecutive streams for Lone Star. Tonight we're testing out a new game based on a sim I did last week, where I brought in the lowest war players ever, the lowest single season war players ever, and built a roster that won 11 games in 2025. Yes, the raid did work. Thank you, Lone Star, and I hope you had a good stream. I hope you can hear me. People have had problems hearing me the last few days, but so I'm going to pick 6 players that are historically great to bring into this team and see how many more wins we can get over the 11 from the initial test run. This is a terrible team. I don't think anyone in the bullpen had a single-digit ERA. And I'm only bringing batters onto this team, so we're going to see what that does. And I'm gonna open it to the community as a community game, if the test goes well. So this is what we're doing tonight, and I'm starting off by doing a PTCS standings update. I don't know, Lone Star, I think you were going to try to qualify for PTCS. Do you know how you're doing in that? This is the current period standings for week 3, and we're currently in the last week of qualification. So this is the home stretch for PTCS number 5 qualifying. All right, so for the period, the Hooked on Streamer Fonts team that finished 8th in the week, they're 14th for the period. Yeah, did I not say 6? What did I say, Nerd of Anarchy? It is 6. If I said a different number, it's 6, because it's 20 duds and 6 studs. Let's see. Hooked on Streamer Phonics, 14th. Yeah, we've moved up a lot since I updated my roster, so those are some good roster updates. A lot of it was just getting those LEs that I'd gotten recently into the lineup. Oh, did it say 5 on the title screen? Yeah, it's supposed to be 6. I will correct that. What does it say on the Twitch? It does say 6 in the Twitch, but yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I know it's incorrect in the slide. But I'm glad it's correct on the Twitch title. All right, there's Studs and Duds TTC in 22nd place. Just well, for the period, it's top 50, so they are in really good position to get some bonus clubhouse stars too. And then I've got one other team that plays Iron. Their Spore at 20th. Spy Face Jane at 23rd. Oh, just behind our team. There's an EVC alt at 43rd. There's a Teddy O just outside the bonus clubhouse stars at 52nd. So if he can move up 2 spots at the end of the period, he will get bonus clubhouse stars being the top 50. There's Lock Top Hound at 66. Top 128 qualify, so he's well in the qualifying position. Max LP 80 and 85th. Oh, there's Franchise, our other alt. 88th place with 115 points. Alright, so all 3 are in the top 100. Feel pretty good about that. That also means it's probably safe for me to try to shift the sports ballers to a little more bronze if we're close in bronze. And then we can get some more qualifications in. Let's see what the cutoff is. The top 128. So 128th place. Ooh, T Davis just outside. T Davis, if you're in the chat, you're actually tied. So you're very close. So another good week and you'll be in. So the cutoff is 81 points. All right, next we'll check out bronze for the week. There's Spore at 20th, just making the bonus clubhouse stars. Let's check out the period now. Top 128 qualify, top 50 will get clubhouse stars. Not yet, but when the week closes. Hey, how is there a Rambling Rec team that's not my team? Another Georgia Tech person out there. What a surprise. Someone from Georgia Tech plays a nerdy computer game. Let's see. There's Spy Face Jane at 29th. There's D Block at 33rd. Bronze has not been my strength this cycle, so I'm not surprised I'm not in the top stream here. There's Spore at 57th. Wow, not even the top 2 screens. Am I going to go 4 screens without being on here? Out of the top 100? Oh, there's Low Diamond Phillips at 90th. Okay, the bronze might need some roster updating. This bronze cap run I'm on right now will help a lot, actually. 90th at 113, or no, 111. I think we're still going to pretty safely qualify, but yeah, it's a lot better to be, in the top 50, and that way there's some room to have a bad week. And then 96th place with the Georgia Tech on my mind team. That's a 104. Yeah, 2 in the top 90 doesn't feel super comfortable. The cutoff is 128. There's Holler at 104, qualifying position. There's an EVC alt at 120th, just qualifying. Big Lou, Gabe Owner's Secret Sauce, 77th is the cutoff. It is one of the slower categories, 77 points after 3 weeks. Now let's see if I can find that Franchise team. They play bronze live right now only. Oh, 133rd. Okay, we're going to try to qualify this team in bronze. We're going to start playing. We're going to build some bronze rosters and try to qualify them in bronze also. We're pretty safely in iron at 88th place, and we're not close enough to clubhouse stars that it's gonna, put anything at risk. So we'll still enter enough irons to keep up with the moving cutoff, but I think we can try here to go for a iron bronze double qual. And I think that account also is qualifying right now for daily and live, so it'll have four entries. Okay, let's go to silver now for the week. Hey, look at this. Just outside the bonus clubhouse stars. 21st place for the week. And and my main, 29th place. Okay, that bodes well for the period. Let's check out the period. Didn't get any bonus clubhouse stars, but let's see how the period went. 15th place. Nice. So that's 237 points. Yeah, I think we're going to be pretty safely in the top 50 to get some bonus clubhouse stars out of this account. Is the main on the first screen too? Nope. No. Oh, 34th place. Nice. That's also in the top 50 for bonus clubhouse stars. So could get a haul there from both of those teams. Dono also in the top 50 right now. So Dono, keep it up and you'll get some bonus clubhouse stars for the period, and definitely will qualify at this point. Yeah, it's enough. This is high enough from the cutoff, I think. That Dono could take a week off from silver and still qualify. So Dono will definitely be in PTCS number 5. Their Spore at 62nd place, just outside the bonus clubhouse stars. Max LP 80 and 72nd. Nervanker, are you a PTCS player? I don't know if that even matters to you, if you're like trying to qualify or not. Getting close to the cutoff here. What's the cutoff going to be? Chalambin Liberty with 77 points as the cutoff. Same cutoff as bronze. That's interesting coincidence. All right, let's look at Draft Daily. Draft Daily is a grind, but I've been qualifying 3 teams in it lately. So part of that is because I've been trying to qualify for Laptop House tournament, and unlike PT27, I've actually been, or PT26, I'm actually doing well in it. So it's helping me qualify for PTCS. Instead of last time, I was holding the slots to qualify for laptop tournaments and was doing poorly and didn't qualify. So totally different dynamic this cycle. So there's Kitty Poop with 28th. Usually a lot higher. I wonder if Kitty Poop was taking some time off or something. 42 turns. Usually he's in the top here with the 60s and 70s, grinding with the others. So it might just be, different use of time. Still getting really good results though, apparently. There's Spore with 38th. Oh, let's go look at it. Might as well look at the period point. I didn't see anyone in the top 20. So this is for the top 50. We'll get clubhouse stars here. There's AW in 25th. Kitty Poop in 31st. Oh, look at this. My main account just inside the top 50 for bonus clubhouse stars. Okay, let's try to. I mean, not that I'm not going to start playing daily, so it's not like I'm not trying, but let's try to keep that position. That would be nice to get some bonus clubhouse stars for that. Franchise was in 73rd place, so I'm hoping they're pretty safe. The concern was the Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 team, the Jerry Use Your Illusion team. They were in 141st, so we need to gain some spots there to qualify. Oh, so top 50 for bonus clubhouse stars ends just after us with the Concord Transcendentalists. There's Spore in 70th. There's the Franchise team in 77th, so they're definitely in. Even as fast as daily moves, I think we're pretty safe there with 262. There's Fussmarker in 79th. Laptop Pound in 95th. Use Your Illusion team 106. So we're now in qualifying position. We just got to maintain, which is a good place to be. Definitely better place than chasing a fast moving cutoff. So we'll take that. A 35 place improvement since last week. Who else is in? These are now just inside the cutoff. So the cutoff is 128th. East Cleveland Buckeyes with 200 points exactly cutoff. So it's moving about 66 points a week, which means, yeah, the Franchise team, I think with the results we've already had this week, I think we're pretty safe. Sorry, not the Franchise, the Use Your Illusion team. I mean, we still need to rack a few more finishes, but I think we're pretty safe. All right, let's see. Next up will be Draft Weekly. This has been a lot tougher this cycle. Let's see. I think we're definitely just going to qualify one finally for the first time in a while for Draft Weekly. No, nothing in the top 20 for the week, so let's just go for the period. Hey, look at that. Georgia Tech on my mind in 13th place. That's great. That's a definite qualification there. And that's an account. Maybe we start playing some daily lives to try to qualify in daily. Or we can just keep playing weeklies and try to make sure we stay in the top 50 to get those bonus clubhouse stars. Oh, Brydov just inside the cutoff for the bonus clubhouse stars with 50 points. There's Teddy O at 59th, pretty safely qualifying there. Yeah, it might just be that one team we get in. I mean, I keep playing weeklies. I think I'm getting better at avoiding the first round knockouts, but still not getting enough deep runs apparently. There's Holler at 111th. Hopefully Holler can hang on. Ooh, Low Diamond Phillips at 117th. That's a 41 slot improvement. So that's a big move. Now we just got to tread water, get enough points to make the cutoff, keep pace with the cutoff, and we can be in there. Still not easy just because there's so few, you still get so few chances to play those weeklies. Yeah, so the cutoff is the Europa Knights with 58 points. Yeah, so the cutoff moved 17 points, which is like I think it's like a quarterfinal finish. So it's not automatic. All right, where's my Hooked on Streamer Phonics team? They were 87th last week. They must have done literally nothing because they dropped almost 80 places. Wow. 162. So that is the danger, right? I was in 87th place and I dropped almost 80 places because I couldn't keep up with, even though it's a slow moving cutoff. could not keep up with it. So that is the danger. There is a danger. You can even though it's easy to jump in with a win, it's also easy to drop out if you can't place. Studs and duds 286. So we're probably gonna pull the plug on them trying to make weekly. Maybe we'll shift them to some daily lives. Try to qualify in live. And this is Monday, so we have enough time, I think, to execute on that. But overall, things are looking a lot better than they have recently. Let's go to live. That's the only other category I'm really playing in. I guess there's a chance I'll qualify for something in cap, but I doubt it. I play silver slots, and that's about it. Okay, live. Top 20 get clubhouse. There's D King in 16th place. All right, let's see for the period. Top 50 again, get bonus clubhouse stars. There's Rich Grisham, known for playing live, 16th place. Hey, Franchise, 26th place. Nice. That is good for 226 points. If we can hang on, we will get some bonus clubhouse stars for that for the period. And that's almost that is a pretty definite qualification, I would say. 33rd place for the main account. That's another almost certain qualification. 209 points, like that. Slight Face Jane in 35th place, pretty safely in the top 50, I think. D King just outside the top 50 right now in 51st place. Dr. Dynastic in 42nd place. Nice. EVC Alt in 62nd place. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. 72nd place. That is 154 points. This is also like a sneakily fast moving cutoff. So even these teams that are like 72nd place does not feel safe in this one because the cutoff is moving so fast. At 128th place is the Orlando Citronauts at 106 points. Yeah, that moved 34 points in the last week, so that is a pretty fast moving cutoff. All right, the accounts I'm looking for are Low Diamond Phillips, 163rd. So look, we're gonna probably move the main into just playing some Diamond and Gold and some other formats, and we're gonna shift Low Diamond Phillips to playing some. Well, you know what? I can't do that though because we're in 107th place. I'll go over this when I show the fit updated, but I don't want to fall out of qualifying on the weeklies too. So if we can get one high finish in the weekly early, I will try to shift this to also qualify live. That would be really fun. I like playing the live PTS a lot, and so I'd like to qualify some more teams in that. I haven't done necessarily well in them, but I think it's a really fun format. And I personally think the point is to have fun, not necessarily to win PTCS. So, and I really have fun building those live rosters. And look, I say that as someone who I have won a PTCS, so I'm not just saying it because I can't win one. I did win one, and I made the finals another. But I think for me, the fun part is qualifying and participating. And so I'd like to participate in more lives. So I'm going to try to make more teams in that. Studs and duds, 297th place. So we can pretty much pull the plug on them trying to qualify. And where that's important is instead of maybe playing some lives, I'll play some other, uh, you know, iron formats, and try to rack up some more clubhouse stars and stuff instead of chasing these live points. And then we'll try again for the next PTCS period. And then hooked on streamer phonics. Ooh, 162nd place. Okay, I have 2 accounts that are marginal that could qualify. They're in the top 200, but out of the top 128. So here's what it looks like now. So at this point, let's see the kind of evolution here. These 2 yellows, the one in PD Daily and the one in bronze, have eventually gone to green, right? Those are qualifying. PD Weekly, this column here has improved a lot. We had two different ones now qualification, hooked on streamer phonics in 162nd. I think we can still get them in. And then let's watch live. This is week 1. The top 2 and the bottom one were in qualifying position, still there. But now we have 2 that are in the top 200 that maybe, if we play enough PD lives, we can get them in. So yeah, if I look across, right, this account is safely in 3. This account probably will get in 3. This account is safely in 1. I don't want to risk the PD Weekly to try to spam a bunch of lives, so I think we're going to focus on these 2 over here on the left. PD Weekly in bronze. Georgia Tech on my mind. Very safely in PD Weekly, but pretty far out in live, so I think it's just kind of stay the course there. Studs and Duds, we're kind of nowhere on everything but iron, so I don't know that there's much we can do with that account right now. And then Hotel Streamer Phonics, I think we have to choose. We either have to double down and keep playing weeklies, try to get in there, or we have to completely shift over to daily live PDs and try to get in live. But I definitely want to build some bronze rosters for the sports ballers and try to get them in bronze. They would be my first 4 qual for the period, which would be a lot of fun. Alright, so let's get back to our original plan for tonight, which is this historic studs and duds. So I thought the first thing I'd do is go back over what happened the last time. Episode 738, when I did this, did the low war team. Took over the Yankees. If I thought ahead, I would have taken over a team I liked, because now when we play studs and duds, I'm just going to use the quick start that we created from this for simplicity. But now it means all of us are going to be playing the Yankees if I make this a community game. Don't even ask about switching teams, because I'm not going to go through the trouble of like figuring out the roster file and then figuring out what the edits we had to make it work were. We're just gonna run it with this quick start if we're gonna do it at all, because it's already there. And this is just like an extra thing that I'm thinking about adding. If we're gonna do it for real in 28, then I might, try to create a more robust import file, but the team creation on this will be faster, but the setup will be a pain if I let it be, and so I don't plan to let it be. We're gonna do the simplest thing possible, which is set it up one time on one team, and then if people want to try it out, they will have to use that setup or play something else. All right, so let's see. The results were pretty bad. 11 and 151, a .068 win percentage. 86 games behind. Finished on a 25-game losing streak, which is pretty amazing. Pitching staff, absolutely horrible. Actually, no, the bullpen was not as bad as I thought. Dave Danforth finished with a 5.05 ERA and a 0 WAR. He was the one non-negative WAR pitcher. But the rest of the pitching staff was pretty bad. Negative 3.6 from the bullpen, which is actually pretty impressive to do from the bullpen. Negative 2.7 from another relief pitcher, had an 11.03 ERA. Now, Steve Blass, I did have mixed feelings about adding him because he had like a control meltdown, like Rick Ankiel style, but he also then pitched a good part of a season, so he had a really terrible season. So um, I had mixed feelings about bringing him in, given like his circumstance. But in the end, he did put a terrible season on the books, and that's kind of what we're using. Yeah, 12.42 ERA as a starter. Andy Larkin almost matching that with an 11.84. And then on the batting side, I mean, dreadful. Your top OPS is 577. Like that's your top. that's that's the low for some teams. That's the top. 577 OPS is the top. Negative 4.2 WAR from George Wright playing center field. Jerry Royster, I think got a negative 4 this season. Came in with a negative 0.8. I think assisted by a 26 stolen base season, and did also manage 15 home runs, which was surprising. Chris Davis, 19 home runs, the only two with double digits and bombs. Chris Davis and Jerry Royster. Chris Davis did though hit 188 and finish with a negative 3.4 WAR. Giants legend Kurt Manwaring. I should let Ezra know about this. He had 174 as our starting catcher, negative 2.6 WAR. And at shortstop, Jim Levy, negative 4.2 WAR. Yeah, things like having a 4-star Jim Levy to make sure we had one of our, primary shortstop starting. I don't have any interest in recreating this on multiple teams. So if we're going to play, we're going to just use this quick start, which is this same setup, but from the start of the season before we did anything. But I just wanted to kind of walk through and also remind myself how players finished. So we're bringing in another center fielder, so George Wright almost certainly is going to get sent to the reserve. I'm not bringing in another first baseman, though, because I'm focused on positions where the defense and offense will be impactful, so I didn't choose first base. Even though Lou Gehrig had some monster WAR and OPS plus seasons, I thought it's more important to get the two-way offense-defense value there. The person I did not bring in, though, is Shohei. Maybe I should have, like a peak Shohei with pitching and hitting. But I might try that as a wrinkle if I do another one of these experiments. All right, so here is the roster file I set up for tonight. These are the 6 players I'm going to bring over. Shohei was the one I really thought about that did not get put in here. And you know what? It's still not too late. I could change it. It would be, because I kind of wanted to just get the impact of 6 pure hitters too, and not mix it up with a position player. That's weird. Why isn't it showing up? Oh, here it is. So these are the players I'm thinking about. Honus Wagner, 1908. Rogers Hornsby, 1924. I see a lot of references to 1922 Honus Wagner. I thought that 24 was actually much better. 2002 Bonds. I see 2001 referenced a lot. I think 2002 is better for this. Willie Mays, 54 or 65 are both in consideration. They're both very good from a OPS plus and WAR perspective. I just thought he might come in with better defense than 54 because he's younger and probably faster. Third base, I thought for sure I was going to end up going with A-Rod season, but this Mike Schmidt on the strike short in 1981, really good season. And I think we'll come in with Gold Glove fielding, bounce back. But again, I don't know how OOTP will have rated his defense. I know there's a lot of reputational Gold Gloves back then, and as weird as it sounds, I think Sporer is right that there were a lot of Gold Gloves given for offensive prowess, even though as weird as that sounds. And then right field, I couldn't not do a Babe Ruth, so we're going to take a 1920. So yeah, so these are the folks we're going to bring in. So I'm going to create a roster file using this column here. So here is the roster file, for example, that we use for, what do we use this for? Oh, this is Smiley Face James 1965 Kansas City Athletics peak performances. All right, so it's going to look like this. We're going to, I'm just going to create a new file like this. Anything that exports to a TXT file, I'm using Notepad. So I'm just going to copy this column. And then paste it into this Notepad file. And then save it. Episode 7, is it 744? Yeah, episode 744. Historic studs and duds test. Okay, so now, instead of looking at the save of this, which is at the end of the season, we're going to exit out of this. And okay, we're still alive in Monday Night History lesson. This is for an account. This is for the account that was in 117th place for Draft Weekly. So let's take a look. If we can get a high finish here, we can shift our focus to Draft Daily Live. Try to qualify for live. Maybe we'll also start throwing in a gold live roster too, because I think this one's also pretty. No, it's not super safe in bronze, so we might have to keep playing bronze. Okay, we did make round 3. So that's good. If we can get a few more rounds, I think we'll feel pretty safe about weekly on this one. So we'll check back in. Oh, you know what I should do? I should get a pack giveaway form going for this. We'll use a regular studs and duds form, I think. Although I do think whether or not it's gonna be a 500 team is an open question. I don't think there's any guarantee that this is gonna be a 500 team. Because we're only adding 6 players to an 11-win team. 11 wins. That's so bad. Alright, we'll use the one we just used for AW. And we'll copy that. Episode. As soon as I update the title, I'll go ahead and put it in the stream. This is test historic studs and duds. Huh. Wonder why it's not showing up in my OBS as one I can choose. Let me try again. Yeah, seriously, I think so. I think this will be fun. I apologize. I cannot find the Google Sheets is not letting me choose this window. Hmm. Maybe it'll help if I close the one it keeps trying to show. If I close that. There we go. Now it's showing up. Okay, cool. I learned something new. Okay, so this is not studs and duds AW. This is test historic studs and duds. And tonight's stream, we will be building on a test we did in episode 738, where we brought 26 of the worst player war seasons to 2025 MLB. That team won 11 games in the AL East, replacing the 2025 New York Yankees. I saved a quick start before beginning that season, and we will use that as our starting point. I will import 6 of my favorite player seasons and add them to the 11-win team. Okay. I guess I can put in here who they were. I have that info handy. Why is it not letting me? There we go. It's not letting me do a bulleted list for some reason. Alright, so we're going to bring in 1908, Honus Wagner. I'll put shortstop. Second base, Rogers Hornsby, 1924. Third base, Mike Schmidt. Let's put Michael Jack Schmidt. That's how I always think of him. 1981. Strike shortened. Left field. Now, this is bothering me that it's not in around the horn order, so I'm going to fix that. This is the kind of stuff that pops into my brain. Now it's second, third, short, left, center, right. Left field, Barry Bonds, 2002. Center field, Willie Mays, 1954. And then right field, Babe Ruth, 1920. Okay. Now let's see, questions. Will this team be 500 or better? Yes, that's not for sure. Will this team make the playoffs? Will it win its division? Will it make it to the World Series? Will it win the World Series? Will there be a Cy Young Award winner? Will there be an MVP? How many regular season games will this team win? How many games behind? How many All-Stars? Gold Glove winners? Platinum Stick Awards? Oh, I am going to do imported season only for defense. That's something I should. We will use one season import, one season ratings for players and imported season for defense and pitcher stamina. Okay. How many All-Stars, Gold Glove, Platinum Stick? These will be interesting, the mouse over questions. Yeah, I'm adding all batters just because secretly I just wanted to get a baseline of what that does. I think if I were to make a game out of it, I might make it so that like everyone has to take 2 pitchers, or like 1 pitcher, or some number of pitchers. So before I make that rule, though, I'm going to test it out. So I'll probably do another test where I do like 2 pitchers, and then because whatever it is, like I want the fun to be like picking different players and not. I don't know. I think it would still be fun to kind of play with a number of pitchers, but I I'm gonna see how that 2 pitcher test goes. If it's in the same ballpark of wins, then I'll be like pick whatever you want, batters or pitchers, however you want to mix it. I also would like to do a Shohei test. I think he might make a big difference. So yeah, I think these the mouse hover ones will be interesting. How many home runs hit by the batter who leads the team in home runs? The highest batting average, the highest OPS. I also am tempted to ask the lowest because there are still going to be some scrubs on here, but highest batter WAR, strikeouts thrown, lowest ERA. Lowest ERA is going to be tough because it's going to be all scrubs still, all terrible pitchers. Lowest WHIP and highest pitcher WAR on the team. Again, highest pitcher WAR is going to be pretty bad because I'm not replacing any pitchers. But I think these questions still work. I'm wondering if I should switch the pitching questions to be low ball questions, but I also it actually, yeah, I wonder if I should change this to the highest ER with at least 100 innings pitched and the highest WHIP. Although I don't want to confuse people, I think keeping them like on the good side would be better. But please read carefully. I don't want anyone to miss a question because they didn't they took the wrong side of the question. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and put this in the chat. Okay, good luck everybody. And as usual, you can wait to see how the players import too. You don't have to fill it out now. LLB, thank you for the scriptus for Crouton. I guess this is a good time maybe to give those. He's out in the hallway, so I have to go step out to do that. All right. Let me go get in quick here. And let's see how this is going now. The information is also in the pack giveaway form. So if you read that, you'll also have a lot of the information you'll need. All right, we lost the first game, 5-2. Oh, we gave up 3 in the top of the ninth. That's a bullpen loss, which is too bad because McMahon is actually pretty well built for this run environment, but that's too bad. All right. All right, so now we're going to load up the quick start of that game. So new game, new quick start. And I'll rename this quick start to be like, Historics does and does quick start. But for now, until, I know for sure this is going to become a thing, we'll just use this one. All right, so this will be 27, episode 744. Historics does and does. Okay, so Zeke Grizzly played most recently. I'm going to put my manager's info back in here. And Japanese. Commissioner can be fired. We are going to be the Yankees in this. It does hurt me that I'm going to have to try to improve the team I dislike the most, but... Alright, so this is the team before we started that sim that I showed you the results of. And I'll use the creator roster views because we're used to seeing those. Right? Pretty terrible pitching staff. There's some stuff. There's almost no HRA or PBAB or control. Pretty terrible. Also, why is... hold on. If I go to this view... Oh, they're not shortlisted anymore? That's interesting. Okay, that's fine. They have the years added now, so I think it's okay. Oh, maybe shortlists don't carry over on a quick start, just like the mailbox and stuff don't. Here are the batters. Let's take a look at them. Right, there's some avoid K. There's a little bit of BABIP. I think Willie McGee, part of why his WAR was so low is I think he was really bad defensively that year. And even then, the 60 BABIP with 45 OK only gets you to 50 contact. So an average hitter with no power or eye with a bad glove gets you to pretty negative WAR pretty quickly, I think. So who's going to get replaced? Well, probably the backup second baseman, the backup shortstop. Pat Rocket. Poor Pat Rocket. Pat Rocket actually, I can't go back and forth easily to the one that has the stats from the season. I'm not taking a catcher because catchers don't play enough, I think, to use up a spot. And I'm not taking a first baseman, so Chris Davis is going to stay. George Wright, this whole outfield basically, well, no, not the starters. Jim Lilly will be gone. George Wright probably gone. He was terrible. He was legit terrible. Yeah, we'll have to see. Well, when we bring in our guys. Okay, so let's update the mailbox before I forget. And the manager options. These minimize interruptions. Okay, and let's go manager, pull down GM manager action, sign a free agent. This is where we create players. These are extra players we had from the player creation, so we're going to delete them. And actions, create a roster, we use the create fictional players, but for sims like tonight, we're going to import historical players from the historical database. Oh, hold on. What is my 3-letter designation? Because it's set to import to Franchise Time Machine FTM. It is still NYY, so we'll change this to FTM. So now that TXT file will work. So back to sign a free agent, import historical players. Now you can enter players one at a time here, but we're going to upload that file I created earlier. All right, ratings calculation based on 1 year. Laptop Hound talked about this earlier today too. This is a big deal that we got from our stream, from me requesting this from OOTP27. This is how we got this. And they turned around in a month and a half. We had it in an official patch in a month and a half after we asked for it, which is awesome. The default used to be 3 years. It's still, you can still choose 3 years, but now we can choose 1 year. Fielding ratings based on imported season and pitcher stamina based on imported season. We don't have any small sample size players, but I always take this way down just in case. And let's see, we should get 6 players imported. Yep, let's make sure they all look how we're expecting. How will we find our imported players? We'll start by overall. All 5 stars, as you might expect. Bonds. Let's actually start updating their names. 2002. Hornsby. 1924. Again, 1922 is the one I see referenced a lot. I like 24. Willie Mays, 1954. This is a tough choice between 65 and 54. I went with the younger Mays, hoping to get better fielding. We'll check that fielding in a second. 1920 Ruth. There are tons of seasons you can go with. I see 21 referenced a lot. I like the 20. And Michael Jack Schmidt, 1981. I thought for sure I'd end up going A-Rod here, but Schmidt's strike shortened season is so good from a rate stat perspective. I felt like I had to take him. 1908 Hannes, I think pretty widely regarded as his best season, so no major deviation there. So now let's go back and look at... So Bonds' fielding, I'm not expecting to be very good. He was way past his defensive prime here. He's a 45. Hornsby's a 70. I mean, this bat and a 70 glove. This is why I'm taking position players instead of pitchers here. And why I'm not taking a first baseman. I think the good fielding at second base in particular is going to help a lot. Willie Mays, an off-scale defense in center field, an 85, and this bat. Everything but I. Everything you can hope for but I here. Babe Ruth, everything but avoid K. Amazing defense too. 70 right field rating. Huge arm. A little bit low on the error, but in 2025, that's not a concern. Surprising range. 65 range, 70 arm from Babe Ruth. This is a young Babe Ruth, right? He's 25 years old, so still has the big build, but a lot speedier than I think, when you think about 27, 29, 1927, 1929. Michael Jack Schmidt, 70 defense. This is another reason I chose this season over an A-Rod season. The huge glove at third, 75 infield arm. The power eye. I think you get more contact power with A-Rod, but I like this season from Schmidt. And then Hannes, 60 at shortstop is still very good. It's the equivalent of like a 70 at second base because of the way the game is set up. And again, this bat with an elite glove, I think will help a lot more than like just a huge bat at first base would. And then you got Dave Danforth. All right, so that's what the team looks like. Let's see what the computer would want to do as far as it better not put one of these guys on the reserve like it did once with Willie Mays. All right. Yeah, Hannes leading off, Mays second, Bonds third, Ruth fourth, Hornsby fifth, Schmidt sixth. And it's keeping McGee. Oh, it's keeping Scott. Oh no, that's the different. George Wright. George Scott was at first base, but George Wright is who I was thinking of. Okay, so we need to cut 6 players. I think Lilly makes sense here. We don't need him. If we're going to keep one outfielder, is it McCarty? Actually, what does the computer think? I'd be curious to see where they are in the depth chart. McCarty is the first scrub outfielder off the bench, so I think cutting Lilly and Wright makes sense. So we have 3 outfielders, and then Lilly is the reserve. Can Lilly cover all 3 spots though? No, he's left field only. George Wright is center and right. We definitely can cut. Oh, Royster's one of her best bats though. And he plays second, third, and short. So I think we need to keep Royster. Yeah, so we'll cut Hunter Hill, who's third base only. We'll cut Raymer, who's second base only. And we'll cut. Well, now let's see what it thinks. I think Pat Rocket is worse. And he's shortstop only, so we'll cut Pat Rocket. Lilly's left field only. McCarty and George Wright, between the two of them, they cover. Oh, okay. McCarty covers the corner, so we just need McCarty and Wright. We can cut Lilly. Also, from a gameplay perspective, I might update the quick start so that if George Wright can play center and right, I don't have a problem adding left field to him to make it easier to kind of make room on the roster. And I don't think we need Jigs Parrott. I think maybe we keep the 2 scrub outfielders and we keep Royster. And Royster backs up all the infield spots except first. McCarty can back up first. And the corner outfields. Wright can back up center. Do we even need Levy at that point? I don't think we need Levy either. So we cut Parrott. How many pitchers do we have? We have 12 pitchers, so I need to cut one more batter. Oh, it's not starting Chris Davis. I was going to cut. Well, I can't. Well, I could cut one of the first basemen. Oh, I wonder if it's starting George Scott because of the better defense. Wow, Chris Davis is terrible against lefties. George Scott. Oh, that's potential. Sorry, that's potential versus lefties. Okay, I think I'm going to cut George Scott and then force Chris Davis to start. And McCarty's going to back him up at first. All right, so now if I ask for starting lineups. Yeah, Chris Davis can start at first. The depth chart looks okay. We're relying on Royster a lot. We only have one sub at second and one sub at first. And then versus lefties, same. The pitching remains unchanged. We haven't done anything with the pitching. All right, so this is what we're going to run with. We're going to save this. We'll save this as a separate quick start. All right, so you've seen the team now. You've seen all their ratings. The pitching has stayed the same. All the changes are here in the batting. How much difference can this make? I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. Even the Power I guys I did bring in, they do have tons of BABIP. So Ruth and Schmidt still bring tons of BABIP. The only one who's not bringing Power I is Mays is just Power Contact, and Honus is just pure contact, but huge contact. All right, so I will do some drafts to give people time to fill out their form, assuming LLB is still in the chat and doing a form. Ads are going to start in 15 minutes, so let's see. We'll wait to hear what LLB has to say. If LLB is going to be filling out a form, what I think we'll do is I might run the ads. Well, maybe I'll do one draft and then run ads and then do the other draft and then start the same. Okay, you're working on? Okay, perfect. So then let me do one draft right now. This has actually been helping me too, because it's fewer drafts I have to do at the end of the night. So, all right. Let's peek in and see first how we're doing in this weekly. It would be really nice to make a deep run here, because then I can shift focus to PD daily or live PDs and try to qualify in that. And unfortunately, I don't think round 3 is enough. It'd have to be like, all right, we're down 2-1. We were down 1-0. We're down 2-1. 6-4 loss. How was the win? What did the win look like? 2-5 loss. We won 6-0. That's a convincing win. Then we lost 4-6. So our losses have been relatively close. Our win was big. Maybe that bodes well for the last 4 games here. But I would really like to make a deep run. That would be pretty cool. I think I had another team in this, but I think they might have gotten knocked out already. I think the Georgia Tech team is in this one too. And I think they're on the right side of the bracket. But they might already be out. No, maybe I'm thinking of another tournament because I did not see them over there. Maybe they're on this side. Maybe they're on the left. Huh, I didn't see them. Maybe it's a different team. Or maybe I only got one alt into this tournament. thought for sure they were over here, though. No. Yeah, maybe I did only have one team in this one. Oh yeah, we lost in round one, 4-2. Okay, so let me switch accounts. Let me knock out one of these draft dailies. And one of the ones I drafted on stream came in second the other night, so I'm thinking this might be good luck to do this on stream. What? Someone who played baseball who's superstitious? No way. No way. Alright, we have 17 minutes left, so let's knock this out. Ooh, I usually take probably Junior, but when Aaron Judge is available, I think I gotta take Judge. I like Schwarber's bat the best, but I think Trout gives me the best offense defense combo. Soto, since we have Trout playing center, I don't necessarily need Buxton as bad. We'll take Lindor for shortstop. And you know what? We'll take. Alright, if I take Julio Rodriguez, I'm putting him in center. Trout moves to right, Judge moves to left, and then Soto moves to DH or first base. I'm going to pass to Will Smith, hoping we get one of the 88 gold catchers in the next round. Yep, there's Kirk. So we'll take Kirk. I have been taking Kirk over Raleigh lately, even though I like Raleigh as a player. I think in the latest live update, I mean, of course, he also went down a bunch of points, but I don't like his power eye shape as much. I think we might take Betts for some flexibility too. Good bat and he can play everywhere. So, all right, we definitely need some arms. I don't mind going all silver or mostly silver rotation. I like Correa as another infield bat too, so we'll take him. So what are we missing? We could take one of these four outfielders going to be the DH. So we're missing a first baseman or third baseman. Any of these guys can play first or third, but we could take as bad of a defender as a first baseman or third baseman. I like Mozinski's pitcher card. I also like Shane Bass's too. So we might go two pitchers here and take. Oh, although I like Kyle Tucker's bat a lot. Good avoid K power and control eye. I think maybe Lazinski, Tucker. Oh, wait a second. Someone has to be able to play first base. Tucker's a 15 or 51. Soto's a 52. All right, as much as I like his bat, I might have to hold off right now. No, you know what? I like his bat too much. We're going to take Tucker. Let's hope we get two starting pitchers in this group, though. So, Gerard is secretly a starting pitcher. He is listed as RP, but he has 69 stamina. Very nice stamina. But the problem is I don't have another starting pitcher here. So I'm going to end up taking another bat, which normally would be fine, except now that's 10 bats for 9 spots. So we're going to have a silver on the bench, which is not ideal. I could put one in the bullpen, but I don't love any of these relief pitchers either. So who would be the most useful backup? A catcher? An infielder? Yeah, I mean, we have 5 outfielders, so maybe we might as well take an infielder. We'll take Triolo. Or Suarez. Yeah, we'll take Suarez. Garcia's not bad either, actually. Garcia's very good on defense and has a good bat. Yeah, let's take Garcia. I like that. Who's actually going to start in this group? Oh, Tucker's on the bench? Alright, I'm going to fix that. I like his bat too much, but we can work on that later. Alright, we're definitely behind on arms now, so we need to focus on arms here. I like Matsui for the pen. I like Bobby Miller. Sean Armstrong, too. We need the starter, though, so maybe over Matsui. I think there may be still some better starters, though. Take Sean Armstrong. Nah, let's lock in a starter. I hate to pass on Armstrong, but try to be smart here. Ober's HRA is kind of rough. Alright, we'll take Bogarts. We do need a backup infielder eventually. And I like Ramirez. Man, it's getting late and we still only have 3 starters. Well, Johan's 4. So I'm really glad I took Miller now, in hindsight. Alright, we'll take our backup catcher now. And take Lynch. Alright, we need starting pitchers. I don't want iron starting pitchers in my rotation. Mats. Oh, Nelson's HR is a little rough. Eflin. I think I like Arrighetti better. I think the higher stuff's going to play better. Oh, maybe Sprout instead of Arrighetti. Yeah, I think it's Sprout. Alright, we have to take 4 of these guys. And then what position are we missing here? Infielder are basically best bat, I think. Alright, so 4 pitchers. Corbin, Jaden Hill, Woods Richardson. Well, we have good ones to pick from. Horget. Or Backman, maybe. No, I think this group's good. And then who's the best bat here? Oh, Nathan Church is an 84 center fielder. Who do we have backing up center field? Trout and Rodriguez are both starting, right? So Tucker can't back up center. So, all right, we'll take Nathan Church with his 84 center field defense. I think that's a good pickup. That's a good pickup. All right, less than 10 minutes to do that. Not bad. Let's go Matsui Ramirez stoppers. Lynch Hill setup. Miller Corbin middle relief. All right. Before I do the lineups, let me peek in on the pack giveaway form. All right, good. We've got some entries. Nice. Okay. Tucker. Tucker definitely should be starting versus righties. Okay, I see why he's not playing. That's a tough lineup to crack. Put Correa third. We'll put Soto at first. And Tucker at DH. Okay, I like that. And then versus lefties. I think okay with him being on the bench versus lefties, but we'll have him first off the bench, though. Oops. Okay, something like that works for me. Tucker. Yep. Okay. That works. That works. All right, that team's done. Let me switch accounts again. All right, under 5 minutes left to draft this. Oh, and then we have the grace period still, so we're fine. We're fine. And then we'll do the 3-minute BRB so I can refill my water and stuff. Bobby Witt Jr. Alvarez. James Wood. We have some big corner outfield bats we need a center fielder, though. Kirk Perdomo. Counting on one of those center fielders next round. Julio Rodriguez, Varsho. There's Varsho. Oh, Julio. We'll take Julio. I like Julio better. Um, and then I was hoping we get. We had Alonso in the last round, but I had to take the other two players. I was hoping to get Max Muncy here, but we could take Marte or Betts. Betts more flexible defensively for sure, so I think we'll go Betts. Rooker, I think our outfield's a little crowded right now, so I won't take Rooker, although he could be our DH. Yeah, I'll take Rooker to DH. Or does Rooker play left and Alvarez DHs? Yeah, that's what happens. Although we're gonna do that, I'd rather have Betts in left. Yeah, we'll take Betts for the glove. And a different kind of bat, a little more contact power, whereas Rooker is just power. Okay, if Alvarez is DHing, we can still go outfield first and third. So pretty flexible on what bats we can take. I like Edman a lot, and he's a good fielder, so we'll go Edman. I think oh no, Tong's stamina is too low. Oh man, I don't like our starting pitcher options here. If I go bat, then we have to take 4 pitchers in the next 2 rounds. And I don't love any of the bats here, so we'll go Melton, I guess. No, we'll go Gauge Jump. I like Gauge Jump better. All right, Noah Cameron, like him a lot. Evaldi. Okay, well let's see what the computer thinks here. Third base is open. Well, Edman can play third pretty well. He's an 83, so left or third is open. I don't have to. Oh, you know what though? I like Nico Horner's bat a lot. Or we can take Evaldi. I don't like the HRA. Or Okamoto. Okamoto's interesting. Now let's go contact and glove here with Horner. Our infield defense is going to be insane. Alright, gotta go pitcher here. Ginn. I don't love these pitchers, but Ginn Montero, I think. Man, where are the pitchers? They're nowhere to be seen. Okay, we'll go Piamps and Wilson. Or we can lock down our backup center fielder here with Victor Scott. Let's do that. Oh, here's Denzel Clark. He would have been nice too. All right, Louder, Budo, or do we take Semyon? Actually, Edman can back up the infield too. I'm not too worried about backup shortstop right now. Backup infield. Oh, Horner's our backup. Yeah, he's great too. So yeah, we'll go pitcher here. Oh yeah, so now we can take Bichette. That's great. I like Bichette. And I think Wicks. And we need our backup catcher, so Ballesteros is fine. Or Perez. Yeah, let's go Perez. And the best arm available. try Jack later. Alright, so that means you have to take 4 pitchers and we have 8 coming. So yeah. Actually, I don't mind going batter here if we have 8 pitchers coming. I don't mind going Perez Adames and then taking 5 pitchers knowing that we have 8 coming. Mostly, I don't like going in knowing we have only 4 position players coming. So let's do that. It's risky, but no, like Allen, he's fine. That's great. He's not much worse than a bad bronze pitcher. So Jacob is fine. I'm mostly looking for not terrible HRA. Antone. I think Saval, even though his HRA is not great. Oh, we have to take one more. Freeland or Waldron? I think it's Waldron. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. The back end of the bullpen is not that bad, and I got some really good bench pieces, so that's fine. Why do you have 14? Oh, Carlos Perez. You are emergency starting pitcher mop up, sir. We'll go Wicks. Let's put Piamps at closer and Budo as a stopper. Feel better about that. And then Logan. Actually, maybe they are better. Who are my setup options? Antone, Jacob. I don't mind Jacob there. Jacob. Jacob Antone. All right, let's see. Should Horner be starting somewhere? Oh, I see. It started Bichette in left field. All right, versus righties. Let's not do that. We'll put. I think Edmonds the best outfielder of the infielders, so we'll put Edmund in left. Horner in for Bichette. Horner has the best turn double play, I think, other than Witt. And Witt's definitely my shortstop. So Horner's going to play second, and then we'll put Betts at third. How's this infield arm? Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, something like that. Depth charts look okay. We're gonna let Bobby Witt Jr. steal. All right. I think that's it. That team's done. I'm ready to go BRB now. Let me just make sure I don't have another draft I need to do before the stream is over. Tuesday double rocking chairs I can do after the stream. That fires in less than 6 hours. All right, so I think we can do the BRB now. So I'm gonna fire ads. After this 3-minute ad break, I'm gonna close the forum. So LLB, you got 3 minutes left. Good luck, everybody. All right, we are back from ads, and I'm going to close the form here right after we take a look at what happened in Daily Bronze Cap. This is that tournament I started playing recently. Made a pretty deep run, made the finals. So that will help solidify our position in bronze with this account, the Low Diamond Phillips account. Not too bad. Hard to win a finals after you've gone 7 games, 2 series in a row. So GG's to the Black Freighter, Tom McCaldillo's team. They also had to come right into the series after going 7. Did they have 2 sevens in a row? No, they didn't. They had a 5, 2 days off, then a 7, then right into our series. So yeah, really tough to play a finals after 2 7-gamers, but pretty happy with the finals there. Definitely solidifies our position for PTCS, so that's great. I am going to switch accounts real quick so that I can keep an eye on that weekly. Oh wait, that was also on this team and we got knocked out. So no deep run there. So we're gonna have to keep looking for our weekly points. I'm not able to try to go after those live points until we lock down weekly a little bit better. We'll go diamond to iron. I like this format. Alright, so let's go back into this game. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to format the pack giveaway spreadsheet. So everyone gets a few extra moments to get entered in while I do that. Alright, we're ready to close the form. If anyone in chat needs a little extra time, let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to close this up. I think between 2 drafts and uh, 2 drafts in the BRB is plenty of time. I think LLB is in. Yeah, LLB is in. Oh, Tiny Jane Doe. Jane, good seeing you. Are there any Italian players? Let's see. We started with a roster of the worst player seasons ever, and then we brought in 6 players. I don't think anyone as good as the Cavalcanti name that the game gave us last time. But let's check the pitching staff here. Nope. But that's good. That means that no Italian players were among the worst seasons ever. I'm looking at the reserve too. I'm not seeing any obviously Italian names here, so we know Jane from Ophi Stream, and Jane lives in Italy. Has an awesome Italian accent. No, there are a lot of Italian players in the history of baseball. A lot. Yeah. The DiMaggio brothers in particular. Um, but I'm sure if I gave it some thought, I would come up with a bunch. Yeah, especially like earlier era. Yeah, no, lots of Italian players throughout history. All right, so let's take a look at the guesses here. In fact, I've been thinking about doing a tournament. There's two tournaments I've been thinking about doing. One is a names tournament. So like all the best Mikes, Joes, Johns, Steves. Like I don't know how far down the list I would go. I would probably just do the top four just to start with, just to see if it's any fun. But then I wanted to do countries, like country of origin or country of like ancestry. That might be harder to research, but I thought it would be fun. So like recently there have been a ton of good Japanese players, but historically there have been a lot of good Italian players. Um, since this mostly since the 60s and 70s, lots of good Caribbean players. Like the Dominican Republic itself would be a huge team there. Um, Cuba could definitely have its own team. So I think I'm going to do country of origin tournament too. And that's one too where I just have to keep the roster file, and then each cycle I can add like another couple teams. And by the time we're a few cycles in, we'd have like a good 16-team tournament or something. You're gonna paint your back green, white, and red. I bet the Italian team would be very good, but I think probably the best might be the Dominican Republic team. I Shohei alone, and then when you add like Ichiro and some other folks, like Japan could be. I don't think Japan's gonna have enough depth though. That's where like the Dominican Republic, Cuba, Italy, I think are gonna have an advantage. Yeah, Phil Rizzuto definitely Italian. Lee Mazzilli, 100% from Italian family. I mean, Mazzilli's not as good as Rizzuto was, but Rizzuto would be a great starting shortstop for that team. Um, in fact, let me look up here. Who are some of the best MLB players? So I did mention DiMaggio's. There's three brothers. Oh, Yogi Berra, totally. Yogi Berra would be our starting catcher as a Hall of Famer. Mike Piazza. We could have a Piazza Berra platoon. That'd be great. Tony Lazzeri at second base. Rizzuto at short. Um, Anthony Rizzo at first. Pasquantino could be our DH. Yeah, there's a good there's a good set of players there for sure. Oh, there's a Baseball Amore website, Italian Americans in Baseball website. They have a roster for us already, actually. Here, I'll put this in the chat. I was thinking they don't have to be born in Italy. They've got Joey Votto at first, Craig Biggio at second, Rizzuto at short, Ron Santo at short. Oh, of course, Tony Canigliaro. How can we forget him? He's amazing. Rocky Colavito, great right fielder. Joe DiMaggio in center. Yeah. So what are their requirements are? It doesn't say what they use as their requirements. It just says all-time Italian American MLB team. Roy Campanella at the second team is Roy Campanella at catcher, Anthony Rizzo at first, Tony Lazzeri at second. Joe Torre, of course, Joe Torre at third, Larry Bow at short, Matt Holliday in left, Dante Bichette in center field, Carl Furillo in right, Ernie Lombardi at DH, I guess slash catcher. Yeah, this is a fun roster they put together. That's awesome. Yeah, if I could find one like this for every country that I'm thinking about, most of the work would be done for me. No, no, Jade, this is where I get a lot of my ideas for future streams. Is what you call derailment, I call new stream ideas. All right, let's take a look at the guesses though. Let's see. We are bringing 6 all-time great players to this all-time worst team. This team won 11 games. For reference, the worst major league season since the schedule expanded to 162 games was 40 wins. This team won 11. Less than a third. That's how bad this team was. All right. So we're adding 6 not just stud hitters, stud players. They can field their positions very well, except for maybe Barry Bonds, and they're all great hitters. So everyone thinks this team will be at least 500. Wow, everyone thinks this team's going to make the playoffs. That's surprising. I actually don't know that they're going to make the playoffs. Even one thinks they'll win the division. And 2 think they'll make it to the World Series? Wow. Y'all, I don't think you understand how bad the pitchers were on this team. But I would love to be proven wrong. It would be really fun to be proven wrong. And 1 thinks they'll win the World Series. These are some really fun guesses, everybody. No one thinks they'll be a Cy Young winner, of course, because the pitchers remain unchanged. And everyone thinks, MVP I think is a lock. Partly because we took over the Yankees, so there's no Aaron Judge. And then, of course, we have 6 of the best batters of all time coming into the team here. All right, really fun guesses, everybody. Appreciate that. All right, so now let's. Did I save this as a quick start? Yes, I did. So now let's go to opening day. And that'll generate the MLB season predictions. And let's see what the computer thinks. MLB pull down menu, reports and info, preseason predictions. Okay, it has this team as 89 and 73, which I think would put it in playoff position. Let's see. The first wild card would be the Blue Jays. The second wild card would be the Rangers. Yes, this team would be the third wild card. 1,266 runs, a 300 batting average coming from 6 batters, and the rest terrible. 395 home runs. And actually, this is surprisingly low. I think the game is underestimating what the ER. Oh, you know what though? We have upgraded the defense in 5 premier defensive positions. Right, center, third, short, second, center. I was counting right field. We're missing catcher. I don't count left and first really as like premier defensive positions. Even right might be pushing it. I think the defense is going to help reduce the number of hits. Is going to reduce the runs against. Is going to reduce the ERA. That's why our strikeouts are still super low and our walks are high, but the ERA has come down, I think, from the last prediction. Okay, that's interesting. I was surprised at how low the ERA was. Okay, hitter-wise, Bonds 1, Mays 2, Hornsby 3, Ruth 4, Schmidt 5, Wagner 6. We have the top 6 hitters in the league. Bonds 81 home runs projected, Ruth 78 home runs projected, Schmidt 68, Willie Mays 67, even Hornsby chipping in 52. What's his power rating? That's wild. Yeah, I guess era adjusted, he did hit a lot of home runs. Yeah. And then the only non-home run hitter is Wagner, who's... I'm surprised Wagner's only projected hit 367. I thought for sure he'd be in the... more like the Hornsby range, 391. The Hornsby range. Like Bruce Hornsby and the range. Oh, yeah. Jay, put on your glasses. Don't give yourself a headache. All right, let's see. Let's screenshot this. Top 6 batters. I mean, we did cherry pick some of the best seasons from baseball history, so I'm not that surprised by that. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, we do have to sim to our opening day because the Tokyo series is going to start the season. So we will start with the rest of the majors on March 27th. The Cubs sweep the Tokyo series over the Dodgers. And we are ready to go into the rest of opening day. And we are playing an interleague game against the Brewers. All right, let's see how this goes. Again, our pitching will be terrible. Our defense will be much improved, and our offense should be incredible. Even after Schmidt, we do have Chris Davis who can hit bombs, but is pretty awful. And then we just have to get past this turn of 3 players where we have Wagner again. So it is doable. But we have to get off. We have to get off the field, and that might be hard. First and second with 1 out, full count to Jackson Churio. Well, we didn't walk him, which is nice. Fly ball to center field. The throw in from Willie Mays. The runner does score. And they only got the 1 run. We head to the... Oh, they held us scoreless even after we had 4 Hall of Famers batting that inning. Man. All right, top of the second. First and second, 1 out, full count to Blake Perkins. Draws the walk. This is what I'm worried about because the defense can't help if we're walking everybody. Sal Frelick. Again, another full count. Oh, made him play it. Second base. Oh, he booted it. No. He's a 70 defender at second base, and Hornsby booted it. All right, 1 out and a 1-2 count to Isaac Collins. Got him swinging. What? Strikeout. Strikeout from one of the worst pitchers we've ever seen. All right, Bryce Trang, 2 outs and a 1-2. 1-2 count. Don't tell me another strikeout. What? Back-to-back punch-outs. Unbelievable. This guy is so bad, and he just punched out two Brewers in a row. All right, bottom of the 4th. Schmidt on first. Chris Davis up with 1 out. We got to get something from Davis to at least reset the lineup for the top of the 5th, for the bottom of the 5th. Davis hits one to right center field. It drops in, and the center fielder fell down. Churio fell down. He has to run through the wall to get the ball. He had to run. He ran into the bullpen through the wall. Okay, let's replay that. Y'all, watch the center fielder on this one, okay? Here we go. Line drive, center fielder, not the fall, but watch the recovery, and then watch him. Where is he going? Through the wall, into the bullpen. Nicely done. That's some hustle. All right, the run does score. So it's going to be 2-1 now. Still batting, Kurt Manwaring, another terrible player. No, I shouldn't say that. Not a terrible player. Who had a terrible season. Terrible season represented here. And he draws the walk. What? What? Our scrub pitchers are striking out batters, and our scrub batters are walking. All right, Dave McCarty, please no double play. Let Honus come to the plate. Please no double play. Please no double play. No, it's a ground ball to short. Okay, over to first. Oh, and he rainbows the throw, and he's safe. A walk from Manwaring and an infield hit from McCarty brings up Honus Wagner with still 1 out. Still just 1 out. Come on, Honus. Ground ball to second. Oh, are you kidding me? The legend is the one who grounds into the double play. Manwaring and McCarty are like looking at Honus like, bro, we did our parts. We're terrible and we did our parts, and you ground into the double play. Man. All right, back to the top of the fifth. 1-2 count. Runner on first for Churio. McClish is in the game now. Oh, and that is Gwen Stefani. No doubt in a right field. Wow, 427 feet on that one. All right, now down by four. First and second with 2 outs. So 1-1 count to Dave McCarty. McCarty playing hero ball in a right center field. Are you kidding me, Dave McCarty? What? McCarty. All right, top of the seventh. Bases loaded for the Brewers. 2 outs and a full count to Isaac Collins. Lloyd Allen is in the game. He is also terrible. He gets a swing, ground ball to first, unassisted, gets out of the inning. It is only a 2-run game. We head to the bottom of the seventh. Barry Bonds with a 3-1 count with 1 out. Draws the walk. Brings up Babe Ruth. Full count to Ruth. Goes down swinging. Are you kidding me? McCarty is sitting in the dugout like, guys, what are you doing? Well, the whole point is this whole roster is terrible, LLB. So I will be saying that of all of these guys. They are legit all awful. Babe Ruth strikes out. Dave McCarty's like, bruh, what are you doing to me? You're killing me. Top of the eighth. Churio, 1 out. Oh, you knew it couldn't last. Churio with a base hit. 1 out single. Yelich, still 1 out. At least it's a lefty-lefty matchup. Oh, over the head of our scrub first baseman. I didn't think we could afford to bring Lou Gehrig on the team. I don't even know that Gehrig would have gotten that, but he probably would have been better in the field than Chris Davis. All right, William Contreras up with 1 out and a 1-1 count. Oh, man, that's in the left field. Look at Willie Mays hustling over, though. That's 60 defense in center field. All right, it's a 7-3 game, bottom of the ninth, 1 out. Oh, I see LV. You're okay. You're kidding. I mean, to be fair, some of the stats from the test run, Danforth did have a 5+ ERA. That's not, necessarily awful. All right, Willie Mays, 1 out. Down by 4. Unfortunately, with no one on base, he cannot hit a 4-run grand slam. Right center field. That's to the window to the wall. That's going to be extra bases as a right fielder struggling to pick it up. Oh, is Mays headed to third? He is. Leadoff triple. Bonds is now on first. A 2-1 count to Babe Ruth. McGill is now in the game, so we got a righty-lefty matchup. Ruth to right field. Oh, the right fielder can't get to it. It's into the corner. Ruth rounding first, headed to second. I thought that was going to be a fly out, but Ruth gets it into the corner. Second and third. 1 out, full count to Rogers Hornsby. And Hornsby has off-scale avoid K. He just whiffed against McGill. I think his avoid K is 85 on an 80 scale, and he just whiffed. All right, that brings up Michael Jack Schmidt. I don't like that it's an 0-2 count here. But he is the go-ahead run in the bottom of the ninth. I don't like this 0-2 count, but he could walk it off with a bomb right here. Oh, it's a ground ball to third, but he will be out. And we lose a tough one, 7-4. Man, we had a chance. We had several chances that game. How is McCarty outperforming Ruth? I mean, that's a small sample size, right? McCarty went 2 for 4. He had the most hits of the team. He led the team in hits. He led the team in RBI that game. but that's small sample size. He went 2 for 4. Manwaring did go over 2, but got 2 walks. So like the scrubs here did a great job. Chris Davis went 1 for 3 with a run in RBI and a walk. Pitching staff, other than McClish, not awful. All right, well, it gives us a chance, I think. Though let's go back to the standings view. Let's run the month of March. Bonds hitting 571 in very small sample size. 2-1. 2-1. We won 11 games, all of the first sim. We already have 2 in like a week. In a week. Bonds not showing up in the home leaders, but he has a 1929 OPS. That must be a lot of walks. His on base percentage is 786. 786 on base percentage. That means if he comes up 4 times in a game, he's getting on 3 times. That's insane. That's craziness. All right, Barry Bonds doing the work. No one else yet. All right, let's do another full month. Full month will let us know kind of where we stand, I think. Look at this. We're moving up the lead. Look at this. We're in first place in the division, 14-5, 18-9. What the heck is happening here? Bather month, Babe Ruth. Do we have a picture of the month? No, of course we don't. What am I thinking? Our pictures are scrubs. Willie Mays hitting 387. Ruth 18 home runs. Mays 15 home runs. Both enough to lead the majors. 43 RBI, 37 RBI, 37 RBI for our team. (19-11). Okay, you're about to see some pictures with winning records with crazy ERAs. Dallas Keuchel 3-0 with a 6.48 ERA. Roland Smith Roland Smith with a 3 ERA? Wow. Amazing. A 3 ERA. Look at his ratings. He has a 3 ERA. You can't. I mean, that's not run support. Like, he actually has to keep the ball. I mean, part of it is he's getting good defense, right? That I'm sure that's helping a lot. But still, a 3 ERA from this profile. Because, I mean, it can't just be the defense, though, because then, like, the 9.55 is getting the same defense. Now, granted, Larkin and Blast walk a lot more than the others, but, Tom Fisher, Dallas Keuchel, 4 fewer walks per 9. Oh, the FIP. Okay, the FIP. 4.61 FIP, so he's legit getting it done. It's not just the fielding. Oh, yeah, no, it'll go up eventually for sure, Ziegler. This is small sample size for sure. 100%. All right, let's do another month. Let's enjoy it, though, while it's small sample size. Let's enjoy it. All right, atop the division, second place, 2.5 games back, 3.5 games back, 5 games back, 7 games back. All right, we are starting to find our level, and it's not the top of the division, but it is looking like it's playoff wildcard contending. Bonds almost hitting 400 with the top 3 home run hitters, top 3 RBI hitters. Hahn is second in stolen bases. Look at this. Brad Lidge tied for second in saves. Roland Smith tied for first in wins. Roland Smith still sporting the 3.41 ERA. What was his real ERA this season? Real life stats. What year did we take? 2010. 6.75. 1.69 WAR. Negative 2.1 WAR. In 109 innings, he amassed a negative 2.1 WAR. He's killing it this season, though. .2 positive WAR. All right, let's see. Let's I guess we can sim the month of June. Eight games back with the top wildcard spot. It's helped by the fact that the Red Sox have the best record in the league. Did we get any? Did we get any achievements? So for the month of April, we got the batter of the month, right? Yeah, Ruth was batter of the month. He had 371 with 17 home runs, 37 RBI, 30 runs scored. And then for May, Hornsby. Oh no, that's a hitting streak. Bonds was batter of the month. He hit 453 with 14 bombs, a 545 on base percentage for the month. Wow, insane! That is an insane batter of the month profile. 453 average, 14 home runs, 38 RBI, 30 runs scored, and a 545 on base. Nuts. That's nuts. All right, let's look up June. Number one batter, Babe Ruth again. 379, 16 home runs, 42 RBI, and 37 runs scored. It is July 1st, and Babe Ruth has 113 RBI. Hack Wilson's record might be in trouble. Hack Wilson had 191 RBI in a 154 game season. And even with the crazy stuff we do on the stream, that record rarely falls. It might fall this sim. That's how good that record is. Even with the craziness we do, we rarely beat 191 RBI. Let's take a look at the pitching staff. Roland Smith 11-3 with a 3.6 ERA. The 9 ERAs have come down. Steve Blass still 9.89, but Keuchel down to an 8, Larkin down to an 8.34. I mean the negative WARs are so much less negative. The ERAs it's got to be the fielding. The fielding must be making a big difference. Okay, so let's go back to the standings view. Let's sim to the All-Star break. We have Honus now hitting 400. 409. Willie Mays hitting almost 400. Bonds hitting almost 400. All three of our top three home run hitters in the AL would be leading the NL as well, so they're leading the majors. Same applies to the RBIs. Honus and Chandler Simpson would be leading the NL too, so they are leading the majors as well. Why does Trevor Story have 28 stolen bases? That's kind of crazy. Top three OPSs, Bonds, Ruth, and Mays. Top three WARs, Mays, Bonds, and Ruth. Mays benefiting from being a center fielder there. Hornsby with a 26-game hitting streak, and then Roland Smith second in the league in wins with 11. Yeah, again, we're in the unfortunate spot of chasing the Red Sox, who have the best record in the majors, actually. But we will be the top wild card if the season ended right now. All right, let's sim to the All-Star break. And I will have issues with the game if we don't have 6 All-Stars. 16-game run streak by Willie Mays comes to an end. Willie Mays, top vote getter. Where's Ezra Denny when we need him? To see this, let's screenshot this. Leading vote getter, Willie Mays. Willie Mays hitting 395 with 42 home runs. And it's July 13th. And I didn't do anything to change his ratings. This is just 1954 Willie Mays brought to 2025. Now the RBIs are going to be inflated because there are a lot more of these other legends on the base pass, but the batting average and home runs that has nothing to do with that. That's just his ratings brought to 2025. Incredible. All right, we have to sim one more day to get to the All-Star break. It was a win. We've won 5 in a row. Let's take a look at the voting. All right, second base, Hornsby leading the voting with 4.6 million. Schmidt leading at third base. Wagner second in voting behind Bobby Witt Jr. Wait, how do we not have someone in the top 3 in left field? Oh, because McCarty's in left. Oh, Bonds is DH. Oh, man. That's a little embarrassing for Bonds. The computer said, I know, Barry, take a seat. McCarty, get out in left field. Wow. What a diss. What is McCarty's left field rate? He's a 50. Bonds is a 45. That's funny. That's funny, Barry. Go sit down. Put your glove away. That's why he's not. That's why you don't have one in left field. Willie Mays leading vote getter overall, of course, therefore leading in center field. Babe Ruth leading in right field. Barry Bonds crushing the voting at DH. And I was hoping maybe McCarty might show up and get a few votes for pitcher, but so far no. All right, let's see who got selected. Any pitchers? Did any pitchers get selected? No. All right, we got Hornsby. We got Schmidt. We got Wagner. I was worried about Wagner because he wasn't leading in votes. We got Bonds. We got Mays. We got Ruth. All right, so we have 6 All-Stars. All right, home run contests. We got Barry Bonds. We got Willie Mays. And we got Babe Ruth. That's it, huh? All right. Ramon Laureano beat 2002 Barry Bonds in the home run contest. Are you seeing this, by the way, right here? Ramon Laureano beating Barry Bonds in the home run contest. Is everyone seeing this? Everyone seeing this? Also, everyone's seeing Babe Ruth 8-7 against Kyle Schwarber. Now, the reason that happens is Schwarber probably went first, only hit 7, and then when Ruth got to 8, he just stops. So it looks like neither of them hit a bunch of home runs, but this is probably Schwarber going first. Just like Raleigh destroying Kurtz, this is Raleigh going first, hitting 17, and then Kurtz only hit 7. Laureano beating Bonds, though, that's wild. It is a probabilistic game. Stuff like that does happen. But we have Willie Mays and Babe Ruth on opposite sides of the bracket can still advance. Willie Mays and Babe Ruth advance to the final. This is a great final. Would love to see that in real life. And Willie Mays takes it. 16-15, an epic final. 31 home runs hit in the final. That's pretty awesome. We'll have to let Ezra know that Willie Mays won the home run contest there. Pretty awesome. All right, let's sim to the All-Star game. Babe Ruth is the All-Star MVP. We win 5-1. Ruth went 1 for 3 with a home run. Willie Mays went 1 for 2 with a home run. And Ramon Laureano trying to tell me to shut up about his home run prowess does go 1 for 2 with a home run in the All-Star game. So maybe his round 1 win was not a fluke. He hit more home runs in the All-Star game, too, than Barry Bonds. So, all right, let's check it out. Wagner went 0 for 1. Willie Mays 1 for 2 with a run scored and RBI. That was from a home run. Barry Bonds 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Babe Ruth 1 for 3. Run scored, 2 RBI plus a walk. That hit was a home run. Hornsby 1 for 2. Schmidt 0 for 3. So other than Michael Jack Schmidt, everyone turned in a very good performance there. Z Grizzly with scritches for Crouton. let me deliver those after. While we're simming July, I'll go deliver those scriptures to Crouton. He is now in the room. I'm assuming you heard his collar shake. So let's Wagner hitting 400. Yeah, all these guys hitting right around 400 right now. All right, let's sim to the end of July while I go give those critches. Here you go, buddy. More scritches for you. There you go. All right. 6-game home run streak by Ruth. I think the record is 8 by Mattingly and Long. Has that been beaten since then? I think Griffey also had 8. I think those are still the record. Did anyone hit? For some reason, I think someone hit 10, but that might have been in a sim, not in real life. Dale Long, Don Mattingly, and Ken Griffey Jr. I know have had 8. Did these batting averages stay exactly the same from the All-Star break to the end of July? I think they did. 400, 398, 396. Okay, 65. We're now ahead of the Red Sox, who had the best record in the majors. We are now tied with them in wins and ahead of them in the loss column. Look at the Mets, 65 and 44. What is happening here? Wow, the Mets. I don't understand. I don't understand how that's possible. Also, it's also when Jansen Junk is pitching because it says here in the schedule, Junk. You got Junk upcoming. All right, let's go sim the month of August. Mays is now over 400. Hannes and Mays both over 400. Everyone's now back below 400. Roland Smith had a 10-game winning streak just come to an end. Amazing. Amazing. All right, we're now half a game behind the Red Sox and tied in wins with the Mets. I don't understand that. Mays 397, Wagner 394, Bonds 390. Bonds and Ruth 67 home runs each. You thought McGuire Sosa was interesting. What about Bonds Ruth and their home run contest? Ruth 177 RBIs, Bonds 170. Wagner 53 stolen bases. What is happening with Roland Smith? 15 and 5 with a 4.24 ERA. Wow. Tom Fisher's FIP, though, almost as good as Roland Smith's. 5.84, 5.92. Tom Fisher's doing some work. All right, let's it'll be good too in the postseason when we can go to 4-man and get Blast out of the rotation. I think that'll be helpful. All right, let's go week by week here. We have a few 400 watches. We've got a pennant race going on, and yeah, it'll be a big deal, I think, for us to be able to bypass the wild card. So winning the division will be huge. The way this team is constructed, I think not having to play the wild card would be big. Just because offense is so variable and having to play a 3-game series would be very risky, I think. Offense is variable, and our pitching, other than Roland Smith, is so bad. I think the short series is really dangerous for us. Even the 5-game division series would be tough, but I'd like to get past that 3-game, best of 3 wild card series. Okay, we're in the division lead now. Now we're 1 game behind. and we're tied in the loss column, so that's tough. We're 2 wins behind, and so that's a tough spot for us. Mays is now hitting 400. Bonds and Ruth still tied, but at 70 home runs now. Ruth is about to break Hack Wilson's record. Oh, we're now 4 games behind, 3 games behind. May's still hitting 400. Bonds now hitting 398. Wagner's dropped off to 384. Bonds has pulled ahead in the home run race, 75 to 72. Ruth has broken Hack Wilson's RBI record. Mays has already broken the season WAR record, formerly held by IRL Babe Ruth. Just making sure no one's showing up on the pitcher leaderboards. Because Roland Smith has 16 wins. The leaderboard starts at 17, so he is just off the leaderboard. All right, let's do another. Actually, yeah, we'll do one more week and then we'll send to the regular season. Can we get back in this pennant race though? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, 4.5 games, we're done. We're pretty much cooked here. We'd have to go perfect, and they'd have to be terrible, unless we're playing them. No, we're playing Chicago. Who? Okay, let's see who they're playing. The rest are playing Toronto and Detroit. That's not bad for us. Toronto's 83 and 73. Detroit's 87 and 69. So that does work in our favor. Who do we have? We have the White Sox, which is good for us. We have the Orioles, and we have a big. Okay, all right. You know what? I might have thrown in the towel too soon. Let's see what happens here. We still have a chance. Their schedule is tough. Our schedule is relatively easy. And Mays is hitting 399. Okay. So we don't have a game today. The Red Sox also don't have a game today. Okay. So now, Red Sox on the road playing Toronto. Red Sox lose. Okay. All right. We are hosting the White Sox, who are 70 and 86. And we have Roland Smith on the mound. And we win 10-5, despite the bullpen giving up 4 in the top of the ninth. Come on, bullpen, get it together. Bonds goes yard, Schmidt goes yard, Ruth goes yard. Ruth is now 1 home run behind Bonds. It is starting to tighten up again. Okay, so we are now 3.5 games behind. Mays hitting 398, Bonds hitting 395. Bonds is also past Hack Wilson. Ruth has 206 RBI. That's a wild number. Mays 15 WAR. He just keeps pushing his new record higher and higher. All right, Red Sox on the road against the Blue Jays. Red Sox lose again. Yes. Okay, the door is open. Keuchel against Martin. That's a tough matchup for us. Keuchel's been really bad. 9.26 ERA. Oh, it's a 5-4 win. Oh, he told me to shut up. Home runs by Bonds and Mays. Mays now has 63 home runs. Mays went 3 for 4 with it. Oh, 3 for 4. Okay, hold on. That means, let's finish the day. That means he's hitting over 400. He is hitting 400 exactly. All right, that's exciting. 2.5 games behind now. All right, Red Sox still playing at Toronto. Red Sox win. Okay, we've got to win to keep pace. Fisher against Perez. It is a win, 6-4, despite the bullpen giving up 2 in the top of the ninth. Come on, bullpen, get it together. Oh, Mays has dropped to 397 and Bonds is now up to 398. 2.5 games behind. We have 4 games to go. They have 3 games to go. Well, we have that makeup game. Oh, if it comes down to that makeup game, that would be really cool. Okay. Where are the Red Sox? Red Sox hosting the Tigers. Tigers are 89 and 70, so that's a tough matchup. Come on, Spore. Get your Tigers to get it together. Red Sox win. 94 wins now. We are playing Baltimore. They are 67 and 92, but nothing is automatic with this pitching staff we have. Is a 9-2 win. Hornsby's got 38 home runs. Wow. McCarty went yard. McCarty's hitting over the Mendoza line and has 7 bombs. Wow. Mays goes yard. So that's at least another hit for Mays. Let's see how the batting race is coming along. Still 2.5 behind. Bonds 398, Mays 397. Bonds 81 home runs, Roos 77. Bonds is about to hit 200 RBI. Can Willie Mays catch Hack Wilson? It's a long shot. He needs 13 more RBI. There's not enough games left. All right. Red Sox hosting the Tigers. Ooh, Tigers win. We can tighten up the race a little bit more, but we have Steve Blass on the mound. That's a tall order. He is legit awful. It's a 6-1 win with Blass on the mound. Blass went 6 1/3, 1 earned, 2 hits, 5 walks, and a strikeout. Steve Blass putting me in my place. Okay, it's a 1.5 game race now. But the Red Sox magic number is 1. They just have to win a game. That's all they have to do. So it's out of our control. Mays hitting 398, Bonds hitting 396. All right, we'll advance today. So really, I mean, it's up to the Red Sox here. If they win, we're a wild card team. Come on, Tigers. Never thought I'd be rooting for the Tigers, but need them to beat the Red Sox today. Oh, it's a 4-3 win by the Red Sox, so we cannot win the division anymore. Despite our win by a field goal, 13-10, it is for naught. We are stuck being a wild card team. They have clinched the division. We will be a wild card team. We will be the top wild card. And we have a makeup game left. Man, if only the Red Sox could have lost one more game, because then this would have been the deciding game. This makeup game against the 60 and 101 Nationals. And then watch, we're probably going to lose it now because I jinxed this. No, we would have won it 10-7 by another field goal. All 10 runs came in the 4th inning. That means, oh, and look who hit the home runs. Chris Davis and Jerry Royster. 2 of our scrubs hit home runs along with Rogers Hornsby. All right, so yeah, unfortunately, we're going to be a wild card team. There is a game 163 coming up. The Rangers and Mariners have to decide the West. One of them will be in the playoffs, and one will be headed home to the offseason. Looks like the Brewers and Phillies are also going to have to play a 1-game playoff for that last wild card spot. Yep, so that was right. So the Mariners and Rangers Mariners win 7-2, so they are in the wild. They win the division. Rangers go home. They're done. Their season's over. Phillies and Brewers same, but they're competing for the third wild card spot. Phillies win 11-2, so the Brewers are done. Home run champion Barry Bonds, he hit 83 home runs. Ruth hit 80. Willie Mays hit 401 on the last day of the season. He raised his did he raise his average 3 points on the last day of the season? Bonds finishes hitting 399. Wow. A 400 season by Willie Mays. That's awesome. Again, I did nothing to change Mays' ratings. This is just pure Willie Mays playing in 2025. Well, did he go like 5 for 5 on the last day? I gotta look at the game log. He went 4 for 6 on the last day. He went from 398 to 400. Well, it said 401. He went 4 for... What a clutch dude. 4 for 6 on the last day. The last 3 games, 2 for 5, 2 for 4, 4 for 6. Wow. That's awesome. Although he looks wrong wearing a Yankees Yankees jersey and cap. That looks wrong. Blasphemy. 214 RBI for Ruth, 202 for Bonds. I was hoping that what's his name would get in the win leaderboard here, but that's 18. He only had 17, 17-6. Tom Fisher 11-8, 6.14. Andy Larkin 10-8, 6.64, and Roland Smith 17-6, 4.57. I mean, we haven't looked at batting stats at all. All 6 of our imported players had 1,000 plus OPS. Mike Schmidt only had a 7.6 WAR. He did hit 61 home runs, hitting 284. 13 stolen bases, too. Intentionally walked 26 times. Oh, because he's the last of the imported players. He was batting 6 out of 6 imported players, so he got walked 26 times. That is funny. And I'm guessing every time Ruth was intentionally walked, someone was subbing for Hornsby. Because there's no way you would walk him to get to Hornsby. Look at the OPS pluses. 265, 234, 224. Look, Schmidt's WAR was a little bit lower than expected, but he still had a 179 OPS plus. Insane stat lines here. All right, we did make the playoffs. We are going to shift to a 4-man rotation. This makes us tremendously better, by the way, getting Blast out of the rotation. All right, we cannot speed sim this because we are in the wildcard series. So here we go. We get 1 travel day before things start. Oh, fortunately, the NL is going to go first, so we get another rest day. Phillies win 5-1 over the Mets. Padres win 3-2 over the Diamondbacks. All right, before our AL wildcard series, we'll do the NL Game 2. Phillies sweep the Mets 2-0. Mets are going to Met. The Mets had... Did the Mets have like the best record in the NL, or they were close? Oh no, they finished with 91 wins. They were super hot for a while, but 91 win Mets team loses to the wild card team. Pretty typical Mets collapse. Can't say I'm surprised there. Padres win 3-1. They also win their series. Rangers beat the Mariners 11-7. And we are taking on the Blue Jays. A 6-3 win, home runs by Mays and Ruth. Fisher is the player of the game. Yeah, he pitched well. Let's see. 6 innings of 1-run ball. 6 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. That's like a real pitcher, man. Tom Fisher. Tom Fisher pitching like a pitcher for a change. Wow. It's like these 6 guys are just rubbing off on everybody. Even Chris Davis had a year. He hit 180, but he hit 26 bombs. 180 and 26 bombs is quite a stat line. All right, let's go to the scores view. NL's headed to the travel. Well, actually, they're not travel day. They're done. Both teams swept. Rangers sweep the Mariners, winning 4-3. I would like to get out of here quickly, too, if we can. But might be tough with Andy Larkin on the mound. It is a win. 10-0. Okay, every time I rip on Andy Larkin, he went 7 innings, no earned, 8 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Andy Larkin, I apologize for implying, or basically saying that you suck. You threw an amazing game today. You helped shut out the Blue Jays to sweep the wildcard series. I apologize. Willie Mays, 3 for 5 with 2 bombs, 3 RBI. Continuing his hot streak that made him a 400 hitter. The most recent 400, the first home run hitter, let me start over. The first person to hit 400 since Ted Williams in 1941. Willie Mays in 2025 continues his hot streak into the postseason. All right, with everyone sweeping, we're just going to start the NLDS right away. Phillies win. It's great when teams win by that many runs in extra innings. They win 5-1 in extra innings, scoring 4 in the top of the 11th. Padres win 8-1, not in extra innings. They scored almost all their runs from the 5th inning and later. And NL Game 2, AL Game 1 incoming. We finally get Roland Smith on the mound, by the way. He didn't pitch the entire wildcard series, but he does get to pitch Game 2 of the division, Game 1 of the division series. Cubs win 1-0. They tie the series up at 1 apiece. Phillies win 10-1. They now have a 2-0 lead over the Dodgers. All right, ALDS Game 1. Tigers shut out the Rangers. They win 2-0 in a pitcher's duel. Despite making 2 errors, they shut out the Rangers. All right, Roland Smith against Garrett Crochet. Ooh, a tough loss, 5-4 loss. The bullpen gives one up in the bottom of the 9th. Is it Blass? Don't tell me it's Blass. Don't be Blass. It's Lidge. Ooh, that's a tough loss. We had our best starter on the mound, too. That's tough. Especially in a short series, best of 5. Better than going down 0-1 in a best of 3, but not a great start. Tigers win 6-1. They take a 2-0 series lead. We've got Keuchel on the mound. He's pretty bad. Well, we won 4-3. I just got to keep jinxing myself by talking about how bad the pitchers are. Wagner's player of the game. Danforth gets the win. Oh, because Keuchel only went 4 2/3. I think that's such a dumb rule, especially in modern baseball, that you have to go 5 innings as a starter to get the win, get the decision. They give Danforth the win. Actually, was it actually a legit win at that point? Oh, it might have been. It might have win. Okay. All right, I take that back. It's still a dumb rule, though, that you can't get a decision unless you pitch the first 5 complete innings. Wagner went 3 for 3. with a run scored and 2 walks. 3 for 3 plus 2 walks. 5 for 5 from a plate appearance standpoint. So that leads to the player of the game. All right, AL's on the travel day. NL, Philly leading 2-0. Philly wins 5-4. They sweep the series. Cubs, Padres tied at 1 apiece. Padres win 16-7 in a football score. Well, they take a 2-1 series lead. All right. Padres looking to close out the Cubs. Cubs win 3-2, forcing a game 5. Tigers win 4-1. They sweep the Rangers, and they'll be resting up and resetting the rotation while we keep playing because we're tied 1-1 with the Red Sox. We do win 5-2 with McClish getting the win. Wagner gets player of the game again. Wagner went 3 for 3 with a walk, 2 runs and an RBI. So in the last 2 games, he hasn't gotten out. 3 for 3 with 2 walks last game, 3 for 3 with a walk this game. So he's 9 for 9 plate appearances getting on base. No, I know it's been like that it's been like that forever. It's not for years, it's been forever. But it's a dumb rule with modern baseball. I'm not saying it's a new rule, it's just a dumb rule. Especially with the way modern baseball is. Like, requiring 5 innings for a win is ridiculous. All right, we're up 2-1. I think we're the only game because the Cubs Padres have a travel day, right? Yeah, so we're the only game right now. I'd like to finish this and get at least that day of rest, especially if the National League game series goes to 5. But we have Andy Larkin on the mound, which is not great for us. But we're facing Brian Bayo, which is not bad for us. All right. Oh, wow. 14-6 loss. We even missed our extra point as we lose 14-6. All right, we're going to a game 5, so no rest for our team. Game 5 in the National League. Cubs win it 6-4. So now we're up game 5. Okay. It's late, but I'm enjoying this sim. We're going to turn off achievement notifications. We're going to hide scores. This is a deciding game 5. Can we still continue on to the ALC? Man, this is a slog because we had to play the wild card. We're still in even if we win this, we're still only in the ALCS. The World Series is going to be still a ways away. All right, let's watch highlights. Bottom of the first, Red Sox, they get a base hit. They're going to score at least 1. Oh, the throw gets away, so they're going to score. No, they got him out. That's a weird animal. Oh, it was the pitcher running away. It was the catcher was at the plate, so they get him out at home. All right. Bottom of the first, still 1 out. Runners on first and second with a 1-1 count for Abreu. Line drive in the left field. That's a base hit. Can we throw another runner out at home? Is that the only way we're going to get outs? Is gunning them out at home? Bottom of the 5th. Ooh, we held them to only 2 runs through 4. But we're at the bottom of the 5th. Bregman, 2-1 count. The bigger problem is they're shutting us out. So what happened to our offense? Solo shot. Okay, top of the 6th. McCarty. Way to go, McCarty on first base for Willie Mays. 1 out and a full count to Willie Mays. It's a walk. First and second for Barry Bonds. 1 out and a 1-0 count. Fly ball in a right center field. And that's gone. 3-run shot ties the game. There's the offense I was looking for. Inning continues first and second with one out for Michael Jack Schmidt. Pops him up. Infield fly rule. Right? First and second with one out. It should be infield fly. 2 outs in the 3-1 count. Oh, no, it's Chris Davis. Come on, Chris Davis. You can go yard. Come on, Chris Davis. And he bloops one. He got a base hit. Chris Davis got a base hit. And the throw home gets away from the catcher. Chris Davis with a non-home run RBI. Will the wonders never cease? All right, now it's Kurt Manwaring. If Chris Davis can get a base hit that's not a home run, then Kurt Manwaring can do anything here. 2 outs in a 2-0 count to Manwaring. Ground ball to second. And that ends the inning. But take the lead 4-3. Bottom of the 6th. Roland Smith still in the game. 2 outs in a 3-1 count. Oh no, a walk would have been better. We give up a tying home run. Top of the 7th. McCarty leading things off. McCarty, come on, you can do it. 2-2 count. Blooper in the right field. McCarty is a machine. He cannot be stopped. That brings up Hannes Wagner. Forget the snowflake, McCarty. You're doing great. Wagner bloops one in the right field. That's going to drop in. McCarty had to hold up, though, so it'll be first and second. No outs for Willie Mays. The 400 hitter, Willie Mays. Line drive into left field. That's going to be a base hit. I wouldn't mind if they hold the runner because we've got no outs and we've got still a couple legends left to go. No, 4 legends left to go. Bonds. Bases loaded. Infield is in. First pitch swinging. Ground ball to second. The throw home. In time. At least it wasn't a double play. 1 out. 3-0 count to Babe Ruth. Ruth draws the walk. Walks a run in. 5-4. Hornsby up. Full count. With 1 out. Draws a walk. Another run comes in. 6-4. 1 out. Oh, 1 count. Infield is in against Michael Jack Schmidt. Fly ball to right field. I thought sac fly, but that's in the corner. That's going to be extra bases. Might clear the bases. Schmidt in with a double. It is second and third. 2 more runs coming. 8-4. Chris Davis. 1 out. 2-2 count. Infield is still in. Line. Another non-home run base hit by Chris Davis. Chris Davis. Amazing. Wow. Okay, top of the 8th now. We got 4 in the 6th, 6 in the 7th. Top of the 8th, Hannes on second for Willie Mays. 2-2 count. Fly ball to right center field. That's gone. Mays goes yard. 1-1 count to Barry Bonds. Oh, that's gone. That is gone. Over the Green Monster. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. 1-0 count to Trevor Story. Fly ball to left field. McCarty under it. Puts it away. All right. We're now headed to the ALCS. All right. NL is going to start things off. Phillies win 4-1. Game 2 for the NL. Cubs win 9-5, tying that series up at 1 apiece. We've got Keuchel on the mound against Olsen. It's a 7-4 win. Babe Ruth hit 3 bombs. 3 bombs by Ruth. Wow. And Keuchel must have pitched well because he's got a 2.25 postseason ERA now. Yeah, 7 1/3, 3 earned runs. Quality start. That's all we need from these guys. All right, and else on a travel day, we got Fisher against Scooble. Fisher's 1-0 with a .84 postseason ERA. Scooble 1-0 with a 1.08 postseason ERA. Ooh, it's a 9-8 loss. Of course, the Tigers scored 2 in the ninth. Bullpen gives that up. Despite home runs by Bonds, Mays, Schmidt, and Ruth, we lose that one 9-8. Lidge, 1/3 of an inning, 2 earned runs. Typical Brad Lidge. No, Lidge, long time, very good closer, just had a terrible season. Of course, that's the one we chose to import. All right, NL Game 3, AL's on a travel day. Ooh, scoreless through 9, Cubs win in the top of the 10th, 1-0. Phillies 2-1, they tie the series up at 2 apiece. We win 10-5. Home runs by Kurt Manwaring and 3 by Bonds. Bonds says to Ruth, you hit 3? I can do that too. 3 home runs by Bonds. All right. NL Game 5. Cubs win 10-1, so they take a 3-2 series lead. Game 4 in the AL, Roland Smith on the mound against Casey Mize is a 10-4 win. Home runs by Hornsby and 3 by Mays. So Ruth hit 3, then Bonds hits 3, and now Mays decides to hit 3. Mays has 10 this postseason. He is on fire. All right, NL's on a travel day. AL Game 5. It would be really nice to finish this and get some rest heading into the World Series. And of course, I said it and I jinxed it. I knew as I was saying it, I was jinxing it. And we lose 7-5, forcing a Game 6. It'll come after a travel day. So here, I'm going to end up jinxing it, but it would be nice if the Phillies won, force the Game 7. Phillies win 5-4. Okay, I didn't jinx it too. They win in the top of the ninth too. Nice. They have forced a Game 7. All right, deciding Game 7. The Cubs win 2-0. I was hoping not to face the Cubs because they sim very well. But let's just advance. Tom Fisher on the mound against Reese Olson, 0-1 with a 19.29 ERA. And a shutout. Tom Fisher goes 8 scoreless innings. Are you kidding me? 10 strikeouts, 4 hits and 2 walks. Tom Fisher, amazing. Okay, this is long overdue. We need to see player of the series. Willie Mays in the wild card. He went 500 with 3 home runs. In the division series, player of the series, Hannes Wagner. He had 714. His OPS was 1998. He went 15 for 21 and somehow only had 2 RBI. Wow. In the league championship series, Barry Bonds. Bonds went 333, 833 slug, 1281 OPS. All right, on to the World Series. I thought Mays might have won in the end, but Mays has 10 postseason home runs. All right, so the World Series matchup is set. 1 travel day as we head to... I like it when we play dead ball. There are 2 travel days before the World Series starts. But of course, there's also no playoffs. But I like those two travel days. That's nice. All right, Boyd against Larkin. Is a win 10-3. 5 in the 8th. 5 insurance runs in the 8th is pretty nice. Hornsby 3 for 4, 2 doubles. Wagner 3 for 6 with a double and a triple. And Bonds 3 for 5 with a home run. All right, game 2. Roland Smith on the mound. It's a loss, 8-6. Willie Mays goes yard for the 11th time, but Tucker goes yard twice, and other home runs by Bush, PCA, Horner, and Swanson. Travel Day, 1-1, so really it's coming down to a best of 5 now. Keuchel versus Ree, 8-4 win. Home runs by Bonds, 2 by Mays. Mays has 13 postseason home runs now. Crazy. Craziness. All right, game 4, Imanaga versus Fisher. Another gem by Fisher, 7 innings, 2 earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. He's now 3-0 this postseason. Home runs by Hornsby, 3 more by Bonds to get to 12. Mays hits another to get to 14, and Schmidt goes yard. All right, game 5, Horton versus Larkin. It is a win, 9-8. We have won the World Series. We walk it off. Okay, this is wild. We're up 3-0. They score 2. Then they score 1 in the top of the 5th to tie it. We go ahead in the bottom of the 5th. They tied in the top of the 6th. They go ahead in the 7th, but then we tied in the bottom of the 7th. They pull ahead 8-5 in the top of the 8th. We tie it 8-8 with 3 in the bottom of the 8th, and then we walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. Who walked it off? Hannes, with a run-scoring double, walks it off. That's awesome. That is so fun. There's a trophy. All right. Let's save this. We got some postseason awards to do. Starting with the Great Glove Awards. I hope you all enjoyed that. I had a blast. I thought that was super fun. All right. Gold Gloves. Babe Ruth in right field. He was a 70. He's now down to a 60, but he was a 70 right fielder. He played all 3 outfield spots, but mostly right field. 2.62 range, 6 zone rating, 1044 efficiency, and look at the arm, 5.7 arm. I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. So 1 Gold Glove. Kind of surprised Willie Mays didn't get one. But Byron Buxton, he's no slouch either. All right, next up, reliever of the year. I mean, come on. Lidge had 35 saves, but he also had a 4.72 ERA, which is actually not that bad. It's bad for a closer, but it's not that bad. It's bad enough that he won't get any votes, but still. It's Sean Armstrong, unanimous first place votes. But yeah, we didn't get any votes. Not surprising. Not at all surprising. All right, next up, Platinum Stick Awards. I mean, we should have 6, right? Unless someone beats Schmidt at 3rd. Hornsby, Schmidt, Wagner, Mays, Ruth, Bonds. Yeah, all 6. Laureano got it in left, so not a fluke that he won that home run round. All right, next up, Rookie of the Year. We don't. Oh, wait a second. No, I didn't take any rookie years, so we don't have anyone eligible. Yeah. All right, next up, Cy Young Award. I mean, of course not. Although Roland Smith went 17-6 and somehow didn't get 100 strikeouts. Could he get a vote? Will Roland Smith get a vote? That's the interesting question, I think. Will Roland Smith get a vote? I don't think he will, but you know, in the '80s, he might have gotten a vote for that record. Yeah, no, even DeGrom just got 1 point, so Roland Smith was not going to get points there. All right, here's the big one: MVP. I mean, do we get the top 6 spots? That's the more interesting question, I think, than will we win an MVP. You know, it's I do think it's Bonds because of the combination of power and average. Mays had a higher average, but 17 fewer home runs. Ruth had almost as many home runs, but 80 fewer batting average points. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bonds, but do we get the top 6 spots? Bonds, Mays, Ruth, Wagner. Oh, Raleigh sneaks in there before Hornsby and Schmidt. So we got the top 4 and 6 of the top 7. Cal Raleigh just snuck in there though. He had another tremendous season: 57 home runs, 315 batting average. All right, we do now have enough information though that we can do the pack giveaway. We get those guesses up here. All right, good luck everybody. There are 4 of you in the contest. All right, you were all right about this. They were better than 500. They did make the playoffs. Well, they win their division. They did not win their division. They lost by 1 game. So, Nerd of Anarchy, Z Grizzly, and LLB still alive in it. Will they make it to the World Series? They did make it to the World Series, so Nerd of Anarchy is going to win outright right there. Z Grizzly and LLB are going to get 3 bonus points for the second place. Will they win the World Series? You know, if T. Davis had made it through there, T. Davis would have won it because only T. Davis had them winning the World Series. Cy Young Award, of course, no. MVP, yes. All those were correct. If it had come down to wins, 94 wins was the total. If it had come down to wins, Ruben Z. Grizzly with a tremendous guess of 93. The actual answer of 94. So let's hide these columns. And let's hide these columns. Alright, so Nerd of Anarchy does not need to get guesses scored. Alright, how many games behind? 1 game behind. So T. Davis is actually going to be the closest there with a guess of 0. Solo point, helping to cut into that 3-point bonus that the others got. How many All-Stars? Exactly 6. Everyone did guess that one correctly. Nicely done. Gold Glove winners, we had 1 Gold Glove winner. So T. Davis is that solo point now, really making inroads into that 3-point bonus that the others got. Platinum Stick Awards, there were 6. Only T. Davis had faith that they would get all 6, huh? Interesting. Oh, the mouse hover questions. This will be interesting. Offense, first. I did not think those 6 bats could make that. I mean, I knew they would make a big difference. I'm still a little surprised it was that big. Defense, 30-26. Wow, even adding all those great gloves and Barry Bonds, it only improved the defense efficiency to 26. That's kind of interesting. All right, so run scored first. Everyone gets points there. Batting average first. T. Davis and LLB get points there. Home runs hit first. ERA, 30th. So Zeke and LLB get points there. Strikeouts thrown, 30th. I think T. Davis maybe either didn't realize we weren't bringing in a pitcher, or they didn't realize how bad the original team was. And the defense efficiency is surprisingly still 26, which is a solo point for LLB. All right, so headed into the batting questions, we've got T. Davis with 7. Zeke Grizzly with 5 plus 3 bonus for 8. And LLB with 7 plus 3 bonus for 10. All right, so still anyone's contests. All right, the batting questions. How many home runs hit by the team leader home runs? 83. 83. T. Davis 18 away. LLB 18 away. You're both 18 away. You both missed by 18, but you both bracketed the answer somehow. How did you do that? Seriously, how did you do that? 18 is so far to be off and both bracket the answer still. That is a crazy range to be bracketing it perfectly. That's insane. How did you do that? I mean, the genius is the 101 answer. This is the 65. Okay, batting average. 401 by Willie Mays. It is called coincidence. That is true. 401. The high answer is going to take it, which is T. Davis guessing 392. OPS. 1430 by Barry Bonds. Wow. LOB 0.003 away. 1433. What a guess. That is a crazy guess. And then batter war, that's 15.9 by Willie Mays. High answer is going to take... Ooh, Nerd of Anarchy would have taken that, but LLB is going to take it. Man, there's some really good guesses here. All right, let me resize these columns real quick, and then I want to make sure everything can stay visible on the screen. Okay, so after the batting questions, T. Davis picks up 2 more to move up to 9. Zeggersley holds at 8. And LLB picks up 3 to move up to 13. Pretty much clinching it. T. Davis will have to run the table here. The war was 15.9, so the high answer was going to take it. Because Nerd was out, and Nerd had guessed 15, which is a very good guess. All right, strikeouts thrown. I think everyone's going to be over on this one. 140 by Tom Fisher. 140. Z Grizzly closest with 145. Another one that Nerd of Anarchy would have taken with 138. All right, the lowest ERA. The lowest ERA with Ryan Roland Smith 4.57. T Davis would be closest there with just under 3. Yes. So you're see not that far off of the 6.55. Did two of you think it was the highest? I mentioned this in the run up to the forums that we're looking for um, the lowest. It's not low ball. It was not a low ball form. Whip. Lowest whip. Lidge had a 1.34, but not enough innings. Roland Smith with a 1.49. Okay, yeah, you're right, LB, because you nailed this one. 1.49, 1.411. LLB, very close. Gets a point there. And then the highest pitcher WAR in the team. 0.7, almost a 0.1. 0.7 by Ryan Roland Smith. Positive 0.7. So that's going to be another LLB. I think T. Davis didn't realize how bad the pitching was because T. Davis too low on the defensive ones and way overshot on the pitcher WAR. So T. Davis still manages to get 10 points. Z Grizzly with 9. But with 2 more points from the pitching side, LLB with 15. Nicely done. So Nerdaraki first place, 7 packs. And LLB second place, 3 packs. Alright, congrats everybody. Hope you had fun. I had a blast. That was one of my favorite Sims in a long time. That was a really good one. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's look for achievements by this team. Go to MLB, League History Index, and then there's accomplishments. 3, surprisingly, no 4 home run games this season. From our team. Look at this. We didn't have any 3 home run games until September. All these other 3 home run games were not from our team. In September, starting in September, Bonds, Ruth, Bonds, Mays, and Bonds. And then in the postseason, we had several 3 home run games. 6 hit games. No one from our team. 15 strikeout performers. Definitely no one from our team. Cycles. Michael Jack Schmidt hits for the cycle. 5 for 5 versus Houston. Definitely no hitters. 50 home run seasons. 4 of the 5 of our players got 50 home run seasons. Who's missing? Of course, Hannes, who's not a big power guy, although he did hit 30-some home runs. And then... Oh, and Hornsby, yeah. 150 RBI seasons. 4 of them. Hornsby, Bonds, Mays, and Ruth. Pasquantino had 153. I don't know if Jane is still here, but that's another Italian player for you. Vinny Pasquantino played for Italy in the WBC, had 153 RBI. Amazing season for Pasquantino. Hit 309 with 37 home runs. 21 seasons. Don't look at our team for that. Triple crowns, no. Milestones, hitting streaks. We did have a hitting streak. Hornsby had a 26 gamer. Willie Mays had a 21 gamer. Not bad. Alright, let's figure out what we're going to raid tonight. Yeah, so Nerve-wracking, I think I'm going to... I mentioned this in the run-up to this. I'm going to try a version where I'm going to require 2 pitchers, and we'll see how that goes. I already know the 2 pitchers I'm going to take. I have to decide which batters to drop. I already thought I was going to drop third base, not just because Schmidt... Not that he underperformed, but, of the performances here, maybe the weakest of the bunch. Probably drop third base and maybe one of the corner outfielders, which is tough because that's Bonds and Ruth. but I feel like I got to be up the middle. So I don't know. Um, I think it'll be a more interesting game. Otherwise, it's going to be like everyone taking the six best hitters they can think of. I think adding two pitchers also makes it more interesting and maybe more challenging, which I think makes for a more fun game. But we'll see. I'll test. I was going to do a different test Tuesday, but maybe I'll test that tomorrow. Because this was fun, and it would be fun to try it with some pitchers. LB, thank you for the scritches for Crouton. Let me figure out where we're rating, and then I'll deliver the scritches. Baffle's playing college football. Tugi's playing college football. Um, so let's rate Ophi again. Just making beads still. Oh no, we haven't rated Tugi in a while. I do like Tugi streams. Let me see what's going on in Tugi stream real quick. I just don't find these college footballs as interesting. Um, I mean, what do you all want to see? Do you want to see college football video game, or do you want to see beating and arts and crafts? If we do go college football, I'll probably lean towards Tugi just because he tends to run later, and so we won't get like rated out right away. I think Baffle usually is done by now, so. All right, no votes from the chat. All right, let's do this. I'll go give Crouton the scritches from LLB, and then we'll see if there's any votes when I come back. He is right here. Hey, buddy, LLB scritches for you. It's all right. You're just getting the scritches. There you go. Yeah, no votes. No votes. Scritches were delivered, by the way. No one wants to put a vote out there? Okay, here's what we'll do. Since we'll raid Tugi. I'm probably going to hang out there for a while, but I am eventually going to end up in Ophi stream. So if you go to Ophi stream, I will see you there. But we're going to raid Tugi. It's been a while. And I actually wouldn't mind checking out the new college football game a little bit. And then we'll definitely raid Ophi tomorrow. All right. Hope to see y'all tomorrow night. We're either going to do a tournament of adding a different year of Willie Mays to teams in the completely average league to see which Willie Mays is the best, or we'll do another version of Historic Studs and Duds where I'll be requiring myself to take two pitchers and then four hitters. And no two ways yet, so I won't be taking Shohei. Because a two-way, I think, would complicate things. So the rules will be four batters, two pitchers, no two-way players. All right. Hope to see you tomorrow night. And then some other games we have coming up. We've got Nerd of Anarchy playing Deadball Creator Roster on Saturday, and Flying V playing, I think, Low Ball again. Although it might be Studs and Duds on Saturday.